let's see. This is episode 12. It is September the 19th.
Yeah.
19th.
Almost.
Already.
We're 3/4 of the way through the year.
It's crazy.
And don't autumn start next week?
I think so.
I believe the official start of autumn is next week.
Yeah.
Fall?
Fall.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's the same thing.
I know, but nobody calls it autumn.
Well, I just did.
It's fall, y'all.
It's fall, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those little doors things are about to be going up like crazy.
They probably already went up.
Oh, I'm sure they have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got
As soon as
Halloween
it turns
stuff hanging
September
on the
1st.
front of our house.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
they're
man,
already
You don't
pitching
get long
Halloween
enough
hard.
to put Halloween
Oh.
stuff up, so.
I don't mind having Halloween at least halfway through September
Yeah.
because I mean you can get it 1 month a year. So
Halloween is
that.
one of
It's
the
the best
funner
time. Yeah.
holidays.
So I will start. I'm David.
Renee.
Oh, yeah. I'm Philip. If you don't know by now.
It's been a while, so I could see
Yeah.
people have forgotten. People have
forgotten
moved.
what we
Maybe
look like.
listeners might have died since we've done one of
They
these.
might
Who
have.
knows?
I hope not.
But well, yeah.
Can't afford to lose them.
Yeah. We dropped
All
a five.
300 y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, please don't go.
Oh my gosh! I
Don't
forgot what I was
let
gonna
us- At least
say.
don't hit unsubscribe
Something
before you
about
do.
Halloween.
Oh yeah. So as far as like I used to be anyways. I don't do anything anymore. But I love like seasonal movies. Like it's the same thing for Christmas.
Oh,
same,
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's just Halloween and Christmas. That's really
Yeah.
about it.
Comes Halloween, you got to watch all the horror movies.
Well, that's what I mean. But so I take September as like, okay, September are the horror movies that have nothing to do with Halloween.
Yep.
You know, but then October 1st, that's when the Halloween movies kick
Yeah.
in and stuff.
Oh, where
I
everything's
try to
taking
do
place
that,
on
but
Halloween.
somebody
You hope
doesn't
so.
like to watch horror movies.
Yeah,
And
I
it makes me
know.
really sad
I don't like
love
because
horror
there's
movies.
so many.
Yeah.
No, I don't
I mean,
mind
got like
the
47 Jasons.
and a ton and
And then-
so much new stuff coming out
Oh,
on the
yeah.
streaming services that is good stuff.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't mind like some of the
Yeah.
cheesy ones.
Yeah.
You know, the classic
Which I don't-
cheesy.
this
Mars
one
Attacks is
in-
not a horror movie.
I know it's not like Halloween, but I still like to watch it during Halloween.
Mars Attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good
yeah.
movie.
I can watch that one
Yeah.
anytime, but yeah.
Just like
Where
Killer
do you
Clowns
fall
from
on?
Outer
Where do you
Space.
fall on Nightmare Before Christmas?
Oh, it's one of my favorite movies.
Not
Phil
Halloween
hates
though,
it.
right?
It's Halloween and it's Christmas
It-
because it's
I can't-
Halloween Town.
I know it is,
But he's taking
but,
over.
but the
The
whole
whole
movie is
theme is
about
Christmas.
I don't watch it until Christmas.
I don't watch it at
But,
all.
but
I try to watch
like
it both
I really
times.
Like it.
He don't
Yeah,
like it.
I can't get into it in October.
I've never cared
I
for
like
that
it.
movie.
I like
I
all
didn't
the
the-
songs.
Yeah, I do too. I don't think I cared for it the first time I watched it, but it's one of those like I found later on in life, and I'm like, it's all stuff's catchy,
Yep.
and it's just I like
Oh,
it.
it,
like it
it's
too.
die hard following.
Oh, absolutely,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's
Like
cult.
Die
It's a
Hard.
cult
Yep.
thing.
Yeah,
I
that
love it.
is.
Well, I mean, half the crap at Walmart right now for Halloween is, or a third of it anyway, is
Yeah,
probably
it's
like
Nightmare
Nightmare
Before
Before
Christmas,
Christmas stuff, like the decorations and
Yep.
costumes. And all
I
that
saw
stuff.
this cool thing over there in Decatur. This dude had a giant skeleton out in front of his yard, and it
Yeah.
was like
I tried to get you to
7,
buy
8
it
feet
last
tall.
year.
It might have been 9 feet tall. I don't know. Oh, side note, you remember that guy that I was like, he's 7'2"?
Yes.
He's 6'7".
I knew it. I was like, man, 7 feet tall is almost a genetic disability. Like, it is so rare that
He does
somebody's
still have to
7
duck
feet
though when he
tall.
comes in.
Why? The door's 7 feet tall.
Are they? Or are
Maybe
they like
he's
6'5"?
no. Door should be 7'0", 7'3" usually for an
Maybe it's
exterior
that
door.
little swingy
That's what
part.
he may be ducking the operator.
I asked him.
Yeah.
I finally had to know.
Did
Yeah.
we? I don't bet, so surely we didn't make any money. But
We didn't bet, but
should
you should
probably
have.
give me something because I was so. I mean, you were adamant that this guy's 7 feet tall. Both
Hell-
of you were really. He was more adamant. You
He
agreed.
seemed like it.
You got
7 feet. Yeah. When you see somebody at 7 feet, well, you think about it. That's 5 inches more than what that guy was. When you see somebody at 7 feet tall, you know that guy's 7 feet tall.
well,
You
that guy
remember
looks 7 feet
He's
tall.
tall, but man, that's what I'm saying. Like you to see
Because
somebody
like in high
7
school,
feet,
there was
man.
a couple guys in my grade who were like 6'6". You know, they weren't like, they didn't seem as tall as that guy.
Have you ever been around professional athletes like NBA, NFL, even NFL? Like not around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like well, yeah,
Yeah,
we hang
yeah.
out with. Yeah.
I hang out with
But I
all the
mean, when you
guys from the
see
Lakers.
one at an airport, not that I've even
Yeah,
seen it, but
you
you
spot
understand.
them
I've never
over
seen
everybody.
one.
When you see those people around average people, then you realize what that
Like, we're
height
talking
actually
NBA
is.
players?
Yeah, that's when you realize
So
what that
tall.
height actually is
Yeah.
like. No, that
You
and
can
that's
zoom
how,
over the crowd.
right,
the
and that's
whole
how you
back.
realize like this. I don't know that I've ever seen somebody that's 7 feet
Yeah.
tall. You know, I go to church with a kid, and he's like, I mean, he's got to be knocking on the door. Like he's got to be 6'8", 6'9", something like that, and he's freakishly tall. When you knock on 7 feet, like I said, you are in such a
Does
small
that kid play
percentage of
basketball?
Yeah, he played college ball at someplace down south. or
Yeah, you're
whatever,
like
but-
guaranteed if you're like 6'7" and
Yeah,
higher.
and I don't know how
Stand
good
dunk.
I don't know how good he is, but like you're saying, at that height,
You don't even
they,
have to be
they
good.
won't care how good you are. If you
Yeah.
can stand under the goal and scoop something out or whatever, or block being impeded
do
by
that.
somebody else.
Oh yeah.
You're
You're
gonna,
in.
you're a shoe in
Seven-
for sure.
7 feet. Well, if you can survive through college, you're almost in the NBA at 7 feet.
Yeah, you probably
At
are.
least you can go to like another foreign country and play
China,
too.
yeah, or,
Yeah,
well,
or
China
France.
drafts. We draft in all their tall people,
Exactly, yeah.
and they always suck. I mean,
Yep.
you know, like
And ours go to
you
all
know,
the other
most of the
countries
time
too.
Because
they suck.
when you get that tall,
can't
your
do-
athletic mobility, like
You are a
Yeah, it's hard to
statue.
move,
You are
yeah.
there for your height and your height alone.
if
You're
you
not
can even
super
move
quick.
halfway decent at that height, that's probably an
Well, and that's why
anomaly.
people like Shaquille O'Neal are an anomaly, and that what is that Zion Williamson? Where he's a pretty big guy too. From what I understand, I don't watch basketball.
Yao Ming.
But yeah, when you
All
find
them.
the actual athletic guy that has that extra height and strength on him and everything, yeah, you found something.
Yeah, they claim Shaq's freakishly athletic.
Yeah, he always was.
He just can't
Yeah.
shoot free throws.
Well,
He had other talents.
Yeah.
You know, he had,
Yeah, he
the
did.
advertiser for the general.
he does jiu-jitsu and stuff too.
Yeah. yeah.
In his
a big old guy.
sheriff? No.
Yeah, I think he is a sheriff.
Who?
Deputy?
Shaq.
A
No.
deputized sheriff?
I think
Well,
so.
now he may be on the
Like
whatever,
Steven
a
Seagal.
constable or whatever. You know, like yeah, I guess if
Yeah, we
and wherever he
deputized you.
wherever he lives, like I guess if things go off the rail, we'll let Shaq carry a gun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
I
don't
think he is like a.
He's not like the sheriff of a county.
I
or
mean, not like a sheriff, but
Well,
like,
yeah, he's like he showed up at a
deputized,
yeah he
like,
showed up at a
yeah.
parade and said
Yeah.
you are a
Yeah.
deputized.
Here's a fake key to
yeah,
the city.
Exactly. Yeah, that's probably.
I'm gonna
probably,
Google it because I
I'm
think he
as-
goes
Or
on
maybe I'm-
patrol.
Or
I'm
maybe
as
I'm
much as a
thinking
sheriff
grown
as
ups.
him. Yeah.
Thinking even grown ups too.
He's pretty funny in that movie.
Yeah.
What have y'all been up to? I almost died. I had COVID. No, I didn't almost die. You hadn't seen the story on Yahoo about how fairly healthy Alabamian survives COVID. They don't write that story for some
Oh,
reason.
no,
No,
they,
no.
they don't care about that.
No.
Yeah.
What
They're
I like,
anti-vaxxer.
Oh yeah.
Did,
What-
preached it.
Oh,
died,
absolutely.
Dead.
News host.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dead.
well, the good ones are when they are like perfectly healthy young man dies from COVID, and you click on the article, and the dude's 300 pounds.
Yeah,
It's like-
exactly.
Had
Nah.
Type 1
There's-
diabetes.
There's
Yeah.
no 300-pound dude
extreme high
that's
blood pressure.
completely
I'm
healthy.
not beat around. It sucked.
Mhm.
Being sick sucks, and I don't ever get sick, so I didn't really think I'd ever get this. But so my wife got it, and she works at school. She brought it home, and I got it.
Inevitable.
Yeah, I mean, that's the dominoes falling or whatever. But it wasn't that bad.
Did your daughter get it?
That was the miracle about it. No, she lived with us for those week the week
And
that
never
we
got it.
and never got it.
That happens
So,
a lot.
yeah.
There
It
was
does.
a
Couples
there was a
like that,
guy
too.
another day talking about that like everybody in the household got it, but he didn't get it.
So that's the one thing about we talk about the vaccine or whatever, and golly, I'm so far against mandating a vaccine. I think
Yes.
we all are. We have share similar opinions on all this stuff. But in the situation that I was in, I did have some realizations at that point. That's like when I was sick and my wife was sick, and we've got our daughter in the house with us. At that point, the vaccine that they talk about, or even the FDA, the ruling on them is to where the benefits outweigh the risk, and that's when a lot of times that's what their authorizations are based on. And at that time, I was scared for my daughter at the point to where, like, golly, I would take the risk right now almost just to ensure that she didn't get it, But it's too late at that point. We already
Yeah.
Young
Yeah,
and
she
she's
was
not
like-
even on
she
the.
lived with
Now
two
she's
people.
probably got antibodies.
Well, that's what I mean. She lived with two people for a week and didn't get it, and it ain't. I mean, we were like, we didn't keep her in her room or nothing, but we were like,
Isolated her
yeah,
from
well,
us.
no, it's not even. We were all in the same room, but it was like you stay over on that couch,
Yeah.
It was kind of like that. She
There
slept by
hasn't been a
herself and all
single
that stuff.
person under 12 die from COVID.
Yeah, well, I just didn't want her to get sick.
Yeah, I mean,
You
I
know, hate
understand
sucks
that.
for your kids to get
Yeah,
sick,
I know.
but.
I don't know what that feels
Then
like,
who's gonna
but
take care of them?
yeah.
Yeah.
If you
Well,
sick.
I don't know what we'd have done at that point. Well, and it was like, and I really wanted to get her out of the
Everybody for
house.
themselves.
But it's like, the only people you can send them to is old people. And it's
Yeah,
like,
and then
she
you
might,
risk
well, she might
could
have
be
it.
carrier, yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
we kind of had to just wait it out.
Yeah.
Luckily, she didn't get sick.
Well, good.
Get one of them
So,
bubble
got
a
cans.
strong immune
You'd be like,
system.
we'll put you in
Yeah.
a bubble.
You saw where the FDA shot down the booster shots,
Yeah, I saw
16
that.
to 2
Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
But then I don't know what the NIH is, National something, whatever.
the
One of
one that-
Biden's lackeys.
Is that the one
They're
Fauci's
going
wife's
against
over?
the recommendation of the
course they
FDA,
are.
and they're going to push the booster shots.
Well, what's the one that Fauci's wife's over?
She's in something with
that
the
it?
FDA.
Mm.
Yeah.
But,
But
anyways,
enough of the
That's-
political
Yeah,
jargon.
who cares? I'm just saying, like, you can survive it.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get a Yahoo story wrote. I waited on pins and needles. I was waiting for him to call any
Yeah.
day just to get my
Interview,
story.
yeah.
Yeah, but
They don't
nobody
care.
cares.
You got to die.
I know.
Now, if you would have died,
Oh, yeah.
man in his
oh
What are you,
yeah,
40?
They'd loved
in
it.
his prime.
Well, not yet, but
Well.
golly, so fast as
In the
time is
prime of
passing,
life.
it
yeah,
way much longer.
man, 39, healthy, dies from COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you would have got a write up in
I'm sure I would
AL.com.
have. Yeah.
Anti-vaxxer.
Yeah.
And he was an anti-vaxxer.
About to
And
scroll his
You know what?
social
I hate
pages.
that word too. You know what? Let's don't use that word. And the
know,
reason
it's
we
so
don't use that word
awful.
is because that's some liberal idiot that created that word, and I don't like to use their little catchwords.
Yes.
I'm not. There are vaccines out there that have been around long enough.
Yeah.
All for them.
Yep.
They've proven themselves safe over time or whatever. All for them. I'm not. Don't give me your stupid
know.
liberal
It's like just because I don't
label.
want one shot.
Yeah, you don't get to decide what you call. You can call me that all you want to, but you don't write the script for the world that that's what
Yes.
this group of people is called.
that's how they start
God, I hate this crap.
to drive a wedge to where you hate that group.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it
That's
worked.
what they're doing.
It worked.
Mm-hmm.
They're driving a wedge to make everybody think that the unvaccinated are causing all the cases.
Yes.
And most hospitals right now are vaccinated people.
Yeah.
Like I seen a thing today, like Chris Rock, he's vaccinated. He got COVID. He put out a tweet that was like, got COVID, this sucks, be sure to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you're vaccinated and you got COVID. What's the point?
Yeah.
Let's
come
talk
in
to
my work.
let's talk to Joe Rogan.
Yeah, and the Joe Rogan got it.
He got over in 3 days.
Yeah, he got over it super quick by taking the horse dewormer, which isn't horse dewormer, 'cause they have it for humans,
Yeah.
and a Z-Pack and
I took a
something,
Z-Pack.
and something else. He got over it super fast.
Yeah.
Like
3 days.
he was, yeah.
Well, and that's me. Like, so I went and got the test. So there was a Wednesday. My wife already had a positive test, and I don't know how bad she felt that day. But the Wednesday after she got her test, I could tell something wasn't right. Like, you just feel like when something's coming on.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's fixing to happen. So Thursday I went and got a test. The guy brings out this test, like, nope, you're good to go, negative test or whatever. And this little guy comes down. I'm not gonna say where it was because it's local. His little guy comes and runs him down. He's like, hey, why don't you come here a minute? And I already had the negative sheet in my hand. I could have took off. And like 5 minutes later, he comes back out with the test in his hand and a sheet that says positive. And he's like, well, it's like, if you put a flashlight behind this test or whatever, he's like, it's super faint. And he's like, it's something. He's like, you're positive. And by that Thursday, I felt bad enough that I knew something was going on.
Yeah.
And the only reason I
probably
went and got
positive.
I couldn't need nobody to tell me really positive. I really just needed it because your work wants to know about it,
Yeah.
and then once I get that test, that starts a timeline of when I can go back. It's kind of for documentation purposes.
Yes.
More than
It's like your
anything.
doctor's excuse for school.
Yeah.
More or less.
And so they can beef up those numbers.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Well,
You just
yeah.
became
It's
a
like, yeah. How much you get?
You just became a
how much
statistic.
you get paid to write that? Yeah. So I've got both sheets at home right now. I've got a negative and a positive
That's
from
hilarious.
the same place.
That is crazy.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
And
Well,
the
you,
thing,
you hear stories like that all the time.
yeah, I know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It did suck. Don't let nobody lie to you. It did suck, but being sick sucks.
Well, the
Oh,
flu
yeah, being
sucks.
sick.
The
Yeah.
flu sucks. And
I
I
mean-
think, like I said, I've had the flu one time. Maybe I've had it more, but I've had a tested positive flu one time in my life. Wasn't that bad. I had one really bad day. This was more like 7 days like that in a row. I'm not saying that the flu is not usually that bad for certain
Yeah.
people, but when I had the flu, it was a lot shorter.
Yep.
So I got the place that tested me didn't give me anything, which was a pharmacy. It was kind of weird. Didn't recommend anything. Anyway. So I go home and suffer with it for 4 or 5 days, and I didn't know nothing about it. My wife woke up one morning and called my doctor because I guess she was getting better,
Uh-huh.
but I was a little bit behind her on the timeline. She had it first. Anyhow, she called, and it had been over a year since I'd been to my doctor, so they want to do an in-person kind of thing. But they realized, hey, you're COVID positive, so
Yeah,
we
it's
don't
like,
want you to know.
no.
So they did just kind of like a phone consultation,
Yeah.
and she called in one of those Z-Packs and some the vitamins that they recommend, like zinc and vitamin D and vitamin C. or
Magnesium.
something. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. And then she gave me some medication for coughing and some medication for nausea and stuff like that. So at that point, I was just treating the symptoms.
Now, did your wife have it bad?
Oh, well, I don't think she had it as bad as me. It didn't seem like she was in as much pain as me, but she did have a day to where her chest was hurting bad enough that she just got worried about it because of all the hysteria around it and stuff like that.
I'm going to have a heart attack.
Well, just like it is something
I need to
going
be
on.
put on an event.
Or something.
Yeah.
So she went to the emergency room at Parkway, and so she said I think she got there somewhere around 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and they kept her there all day, just like in the waiting room, like wouldn't do anything kind of or whatever. They did some blood work and did a chest X-ray, and just nobody said anything. Well, the last thing they did is they came out in the waiting room and told her, like, we think you might have COVID. She had a positive test result in her hands already. It's so stupid. It was so dumb. Well, she was hot.
And then they
when she
counted
was
her
mad.
as a case,
Of course
too.
they did. Yeah, it's
Well,
like, you got to count it twice now.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
right.
not only that,
That's how it goes.
she's a hospitalization now.
Oh, yeah,
probably.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, some whistleblower came out here recently that a lot of these hospitalizations, like they're not
That
even.
just means you came to the hospital.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like on the scale of like people that actually need to be here to the scale of people that don't even should never came, like majority of them fall in that category.
Absolutely.
Like only a handful.
Absolutely.
And then the whole like ICU being overran, they're like shutting down half the ICU, so it's at like half capacity.
Short staff.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
they're just shutting it down because they don't want so many people close to each other. I guess it's
It's
like,
so
well, if you
dumb.
shut something down by 50%,
Yeah.
well, of course it's going to fill up quicker.
Don't take long,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Because it's the emergency room. You go there on a Wednesday night of any given week, and it's like you're gonna wait a while. You don't go to the emergency
Yeah.
room without getting back. It's
Oh,
you're
I
gonna be
know.
there a while.
Yes.
You are, because there's always freak accidents
There
happening.
is,
It
always.
sucks. Just it's
It's politicized.
It absolutely is. They
That's
make,
what
they
makes
make
it
more
sad.
money out of sensational stories, and they don't care. Nobody cares about reporting the truth anymore.
No,
that
they
doesn't
don't.
matter. That doesn't matter. They would say, "Oh, we're fact checking Donald Trump word by word or whatever," but you're not fact checking yourself.
And they
Because-
weren't even really fact checking
No,
that.
they weren't. I know, but that's what. Yeah, but
Yeah.
they were all on the same team at that point.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it didn't matter.
Yeah, everything's just an opinion piece, not a factual piece, like
Yeah,
real
this-
journalism.
We probably need to cut this.
Yeah.
Like, who cares? Why would anybody tune into this
to hear us.
Yeah.
So,
So,
have you
That's
beefed
our
up your
rant.
vitamins?
No,
Your
I
vitamin
don't take no
intake?
vitamins, no. Well, so here's the thing. So, like, I took
You got
vi-
the antibodies
well,
now.
so I
You
took-
do have the
I got
antibodies.
So, do y'all take vitamins?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, I started taking vitamins years ago, and like shortly into the run, it was probably completely coincidence, but I got a kidney stone, and I always attributed it.
Were you
to
taking a lot of protein?
I think it may have been before I was taking protein. I don't remember, but I know. I had started working out at that.
Sometimes
And
high
it could've been.
over
Yeah.
protein intake can cause
And I
kidney
don't even
stones.
remember what
Yep.
kind of stone it ended up
Or
being.
Gatorades are notorious. If you drink a lot of Gatorades,
Okay, so that may have been part because they're high in salt and stuff, right?
Yep.
So so what I was drinking at the time was I'd switched up. They're like that. Is that carbonated?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was drinking. Not peach,
Yeah.
but I was drinking those. I switched off like soda, which I know that's basically soda.
well,
But-
those actually aren't bad
There's
for
nothing
you.
in there.
Yeah, those are 0 calories, 0
Yeah.
sugar.
I don't know how it's got 10 per container, but 0 per
Because
serving.
well, that's like a Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew will say 0 per serving, but the
I used to make
bottle's
fun of people for drinking diet drinks because I thought they were just as bad for you,
10.
but
Yeah.
they're actually not.
Well, diet or like the Coke Zero.
Well, Diet Cokes, Coke Zeros, all that stuff's, there's
It's
there's
just
a
different
study for
concentrations of
everything.
aspar-
Like,
yeah, there's
Supposedly
not.
aspartame doesn't cause cancer.
It
That's
don't
what
cause
there's
cancer.
not. They don't. It's just like anything else. They do not have a long enough data
They
strain
don't.
to say for
Yeah,
sure anything.
exactly. Well,
Best-
I've got in my stupor. I started listening to a bunch of YouTube podcasts, and so MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology,
Uh-huh.
whatever, that real genius college, whatever.
Yes.
There's a guy on there that puts out like he's a nuclear scientist,
Mm-hmm.
and I like hearing about that Chernobyl accident or whatever. He had a little video on that, so I was listening to it, and he was talking to his students about how. People freak out over like Fukushima. No, he's like, Chernobyl's bad, and there are some bad results from that. But people are talking about Fukushima and stuff to where like it's still releasing cesium-137 or something into the ocean, and you can find it. But he's like the ocean's huge. He's like, except for the area right around where the contamination is or whatever. He's like, one of their last studies was going to be on like the hysteria involved in the news reporting, like radiation in foods and stuff like that. Like, well, it's like, well, how much does it really take that it's even a problem? Because there's a lot of fruit that they bring into the country that has to be irradiated
Yeah.
before it can be sold here. So that's kind of one of his things, and that's what he got off on. He's like, the news tells half truths. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
he's like, they'll tell some facts, but they don't tell the whole story.
just enough that,
Just enough
that
to get you scared.
seems like they're not
Right.
lying.
That's the same thing with aspartame and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, I used to think it was bad for you.
well, I couldn't tell. Maybe it is. We
People
ain't been
used to
doing
say
it long enough
butter's
to know.
bad.
There's,
Yeah, people tell you grown people
Lard,
shouldn't drink
butter.
milk and stuff
Yeah.
like that's
yeah,
not
and
meant
that's
for
that's
an adult
disproven
form.
too.
Yeah.
Unless you're lactose intolerant or whatever it is, or
Well, I
you're
mean-
vegan,
Yeah.
milk's good for you.
Yeah.
Like,
We are the only things that drink other things' milk.
yeah, but we're
Yeah.
also the
I
only
know, I'm
things
just
that
saying.
build buildings.
That's exactly right.
Well, I
You
know, but
know?
I'm
I
saying
can
though,
subjugate
but why do you need that
anything
milk?
on the planet.
Milk's good for. There's
who
enough
decided
studies
we-
that show
who
that
decided
people who
that,
drink
we need to
milk
drink
Well,
cow
are
milk?
lower in
well,
body
water,
fat.
Water sucks. And
It
if I'm
does, it's all
on if
contaminated.
I'm on, well, I mean back in the day before there were
yeah,
sodas
yeah.
and stuff, we were on a farm and we were supplying everything that we
Yeah.
had.
Well, you had to milk them anyways because they're.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, well, that tastes better than water. Give me that milk.
Yeah.
Well, and you
know,
get
as long as it's cold. I don't
we
want
don't
you
have
warm.
filtration
high in
system yet.
calories,
Yeah.
high in protein.
Yeah.
It is high in fat, but
Yeah.
Yeah, and
most
sugars.
people back then were not eating a whole lot of carbs, so
Yeah.
they needed fat for energy.
And they were working the crap out of themselves.
Yeah, and I mean they
Working
needed
the
a lot of
fields.
protein.
And it
and
was
high calorie.
100% natural.
Yeah,
not
good
processed.
milk.
Yeah.
Before the government came in.
Yeah.
Milk's good for you.
What about any of this is
unprocessed
nostalgia?
It's
It
not,
has nothing
but
to do with
This
like
is our mini.
Yeah,
it's
mini
built to a
rants.
head for a
Yeah,
while, and
yeah.
like this is event.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should cut all this out because do
Yeah.
you really want to
What
lead
is it
with all
Hulk
these?
says?
It'll be all right.
Take your vitamins and.
Oh, the whole
Drink your milk and take your
yeah,
vitamins.
yeah, There you go. Well, that's how it all ties in.
ties
Drink your
into
milk,
Hulk Hogan.
Drink your milk and take your vitamins.
Yeah. Well, maybe he'll be the thumbnail for the podcast.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I
What
drink
have y'all been
a
up to?
crap ton of milk.
So I got COVID.
Yeah.
That's one
We
reason
did
we
swap
haven't
to
done this in a
organic
while.
milk though.
Yeah.
I love
So,
milk.
we'll
There ain't
swap that.
nobody gonna
Like
tell me
almond
no.
milk. I like almond
No,
milk.
God,
pretty
no, I
good.
ain't
Really?
doing that
almond
crap.
I like
He
the
doesn't
vanilla
like it.
flavored almond.
Ugh,
I do
give me
too.
real.
He hates
I
Whole
it.
like
milk.
regular milk.
I
but
just
like
bought
almond
the
milk.
chocolate milk
Oh, yeah.
of it. I
Pretty
like
good,
it. He
yeah.
does not like it.
I like it all right.
He
I
started
might eat it
drinking
on
it.
cereal
See,
and nothing,
but see, he started drinking it though when he was like, "Joe, yeah, chocolate milk," and
And
I
then
was
you
like,
told him.
"Yeah," and then he was like,
No.
"Oh, this is disgusting." It's
As soon as I
disgusting."
drank it, I was like, this don't taste like regular chocolate milk. And you go, oh, it's because it's almond milk.
Yeah, he was like, "This low fat milk."
But
low
then
fat
your
chocolate
bias
milk."
took over, and
It did.
regardless of how good it
did.
was,
Yeah.
It wasn't chocolate milk.
yeah, but it wasn't terrible.
No, I told him
It
when he
was
started
terrible.
drinking it, he's
It
like,
was
"I thought
chalky.
it
You
You
tasted
would have spit it out if
funny."
it was terrible.
I did spit it out.
you
I didn't even
did.
finish
You
drinking
swallowed
it.
it.
I swallowed the
You
first sip.
swallowed it.
Yeah,
But
he
What have
wasted
y'all
it.
been doing fun? This sucks. What have y'all been doing
Well,
fun?
what have we been doing fun?
Well, we opened up the store.
Yeah, the store
Well, we
twice as
expanded.
big
We
now,
expanded.
right?
Twice
Yeah,
as big.
and that's been a huge success. for
We
us.
were
That has been.
covered up that first Saturday
Yeah.
we had
for
over
our
250
2-year
people
anniversary.
come in.
Yeah, we had over 250 people come in.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we
Super
could actually
busy.
host them all.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
now people aren't on top of each
They
other.
weren't
and
waiting out in the
You
parking
don't
lot
have to
together.
make the conga lines to go through the store all together.
Yeah.
It's not playing snake, human snake.
It's laid out much better.
Yeah.
People can move.
Had a lot
So
of inventory
nice.
moves since you did that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Have you
Stuff
Stuff that's
that
been there for a while.
Do you
too,
have to-
'cause you
yeah,
can
well,
see
'cause
it.
it's just a
yeah, you
different-
can see it now.
You got to shake it up.
You
Even if
do.
it's the same stuff, if you just move it around or whatever.
The
people,
thing is, like, the graphic novels and the books have
yeah,
been selling.
that
since you can
weird?
actually like
and you got a bunch of those.
see them.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
many of them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, man, if I had 1,000 Harry Potter books, I
Oh.
could
You could
sell.
sell them all.
You could sell
Every
them
time we
all
put 'em
day
out, they are
long.
gone.
Yeah, people love
They're
those
not
Harry
worth
Potter.
much.
They do.
Five,
Yeah.
10
They're,
bucks.
you know,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
cheaper
if
you can get on
Yeah.
eBay.
But
Oh,
you
yeah.
didn't give much for them, you know.
No, I don't
mean,
pay
so-
much for books
Yeah.
just because you know
No.
they're gonna
Yeah.
settle.
Big
Well,
$5.
used to they were gonna settle a while.
Yeah.
They are moving at a quicker pace than they
Yeah.
ever were.
Yeah.
I just got a bunch of books from a dude the
Yeah.
other day, a bunch of sci-fi fantasy books.
You replacing a bunch of your inventory, the stuff that sells, or
Well, you know, we're constantly getting stuff
Yeah.
in.
Yes.
So
But the
it's
bad thing is, it's
constant
always that
getting-
situation where we sell a lot of stuff, but you walk around and you can't.
you can't
Tell
find
that
those
there's
empty-
no
like,
holes.
Where
Tell.
did that come
Yeah,
from?
Yeah,
yeah.
you're
There's
just
no
like,
holes, and you're like, I got
what
more
the
stuff I
heck?
need to put out, but I
Where's it gonna
can't
go?
because there's no holes.
We put
We're
up some
already at
detox
the-
in there. Those look good.
Did you? So you got your.
Well, not the
Oreos?
detox, but we got.
They're detox. They're like not.
That's the
I-
brand of IKEA's
well,
shelves, is what
that's
they call
what everybody
those.
calls those.
Glass
in the toy-
cases.
Yeah,
we
those
got some
squat-
glass
little
cases. Yeah.
rectangular glass
Yeah.
cases.
They look good. We,
One day we should do a tour for the.
Yeah.
we started
the
putting all
podcast.
the kind of more expensive stuff
Yeah.
in those cases.
They like statues.
And fragile
then,
loose
yeah,
stuff.
that's just like real finicky.
Yeah, McFarlane things
Yeah.
that are loose.
Yeah.
'Cause
Perverted horror
if
figures.
somebody drops those, that's just
Yeah, they're not.
that's the
They're
end.
not gonna survive
They
at
won't.
all.
But the
Like,
bad
yeah.
thing is, we already need more space.
Yeah.
Because we have
Yeah,
so
but
much
now
more stuff.
you got to start thinking about the compaction of what you got to where
Yeah.
both sides are packed as tight as the one side used to be.
Yeah.
And
I
then
don't want to.
technically-
Yeah, I don't want to do that
Well, You may
again.
not want to, but
We already added another structure. We Renee put the grid walls in a triangle to put backpacks and lunch boxes and stuff on because we got so much Black Series in that we had to readjust the whole Star Wars area just to get it all in.
Yeah.
Got
I
a
think-
bunch in the last 2 weeks. We've gotten 400 Black Series figures in.
so what you need to do for that kind of stuff? No, my God, people listening.
But it
don't
sells so fast.
But-
though.
Man,
As
it's the
fast
inner
as we get it
workings of the
in.
business.
Yes, yes.
Care. Yeah, well, I
Business
mean, your local
101.
people would, but if anybody happens to stumble across this from, okay, whatever. So you need to get you a pole with a hook on it, and like your backpacks and stuff, like you could hang them.
Oh,
way
like they have
high.
it like
Yeah,
would be-
you could hang-
like
Spencer's
at
used to
shirts.
Yeah,
have.
then you're not taking up your space for.
But you know the problem when you do stuff like that, a
Does.
lot of
Nobody
people
wants
won't
to ask.
ask to get it down.
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
they
there's like
don't.
a 50% of
that.
people won't come up to you and be like, "Hey, can you get
Yeah, if
that?"
they can't get it in
Yeah.
their hand on.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how we don't really sell stuff that's on the very top of the shelves. Is like the least things that sell.
Makes
Even though
sense.
they're big
A lot
and some of
of-
the things cheap, it's like the higher up it is, like the
A
less
lot of
people,
these people are
see it or
introverts.
something.
A lot of these
They
people
just
are not
don't wanna
great
talk
at,
to you.
at
Yeah.
conversation.
And it was like, you know, we used to have the expensive Funkos where they were all stacked on top of each other because we didn't have where to put them.
Yeah,
Now we
they'd
got them
never
on
sell.
that white thing.
I
doubled the sales.
I
of
will
those
climb the
Funkos.
shelves like a ladder
I
in
know, me
Walmart
too.
if it's something up there that I want.
Oh, me too.
I'll
Yeah.
grab something in my hand from
And
the
knock
shelves
it.
and stand up and
Yes,
be
absolutely.
smacking
Yeah,
it.
I climbed.
Yeah.
I went there the other day, and if had I not done it, I found Transformers that ain't out nowhere, and they had them on the top shelf at Walmart. I went to climbing.
Yeah.
Got them suckers
I do
down.
too. I'm like, well, if it holds merchandise, it'll hold me for a
Sure,
second.
it's got they. Hey,
Yeah.
look,
They
this
put a
stuff
lot
ha-
of weight up
Well,
there.
they have
They
to be.
do.
That kind of stuff has to have a safety factor applied to it. You know, you can't. It can't be rated for exactly the amount of weight that's on it.
Exactly.
Would
gotta have
you
some
be able to
fluffiness.
sue Walmart if you were
I'll
climbing their
bet you
shelves and
could.
it fell over on
I'll
top
Well,
of you?
guarantee
the
you.
thing is,
If
there is
I-
no sign that says
There's
"Do
not.
not climb on shelves"
And if I can spill a hot coffee on me from McDonald's and
I
sue them,
know.
then yes, I can climb.
and make
up,
them put
yes.
those little things on it says "caution contents" or
And
what.
even that probably you could get around because it costs more money. Oh boy,
To go to court
it
with
costs
it?
more. Yeah,
Yes,
just pay
then
this
to
guy to
pay
get him to
'em.
shut up.
Here's 300,000, dude. Just
Yeah,
shut up.
leave us
don't.
alone.
You can't come back and any injuries and done
Right.
out.
You sign your rights away, but you get paid.
This is random, but some dude pitched me a hypothetical in the store the other day.
Uh-oh.
Okay, take this hypothetical and see what you'll do
Alright.
with it. Okay, would you take Wolverine's powers? You're Wolverine basically,
It's random.
but
All
You're
of them. I got
only-
claws and stuff.
you're only 2 feet tall. You
No.
wouldn't. You wouldn't do it.
Mm-mm.
You're
It
Wolverine,
doesn't matter.
but you're 2 feet tall.
It's the same thing.
Matthew pitched that to me.
No, I wouldn't.
I was like, I don't know what I do. I was like you. I'm like, I don't know. I kind of like being.
You can never have another relation. Other
That's
than,
what
other,
I said.
Yeah, it's
That's
like.
what I mean, if you want to get physical about it, like there's
Well, my first
there's
question
some
would
stuff
be
that's not gonna happen no
though:
more.
am I in a superhero-filled universe, or am I just random Wolverine?
You're
in
just
this
in this. You're right
society?
now.
Do
In
I
this
have-
society, then no.
Do I have a hot lady that's 2 feet also?
No, that wasn't pitched
You
to
can
me.
probably
do it.
find you some leprechaun.
You think so?
You can find him.
Yeah,
You
might
know,
be.
a little person.
Lucky Charms guy got a sister.
You know, but
I mean, that's the kind of thing. You are not just the physical part of it, but you are going to limit yourself to whatever kind of relationships you can have for the rest of your life.
You can't really drive.
You
won't
can't
be able to
drive.
see.
No,
You can't
what,
reach pedals.
What good would it be really at that
No.
well,
point?
you get to be a superhero.
You
Yeah, but
can't
if-
though
if you're
because
the
I
only
would
one at
punch
this
you.
time,
No, but you're still Wolverine.
Still,
So you
he's
still
2
have a.
feet tall.
You still
I
have.
get
You
it.
still
I
have.
mean, which is only 3 feet shorter than he really is anyway.
You still have a healing factor.
Yeah.
You're probably still super strong compared to everybody else.
So,
and
I'll say
super
that-
But
fast.
so
if you're
here-
only 2 foot tall, you got baby hands, and that means you're gonna have baby claws too, though, because they're only gonna be
think
proportionate
about it
to
this
his
way.
But
hand.
they're still
Yeah, but
adamantium.
think about it this way. Maybe it's not such a great deal now, but 10 or 15 years down the road, you might make that deal because well, he lives a long time,
Yeah.
and I'm already
He's
past.
slow aging,
I'm past that part of my life anyways. So maybe you do it then.
There's
I
lots
don't
of
know.
factors to it.
I ended
we
up
need,
being
we
I'm
need
gonna
like,
say
more
I
information.
probably-
my thing was, can I try it for a day?
Nah, you can't. That
And that's
that
what he
throws
said.
the
He
whole
said, no,
deal
you
out.
can't
No,
try
you
it for a
can't
day.
try
Like,
it.
If I could try it for a day, just see what it would actually be like to be 2
Because
feet
at that
tall.
point, that might be worth it. Like it might be worth it. It's like, well, I had a day. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because if I know it's going to end, yeah, I will do it for a day, no questions asked, because
Yeah.
it's going to be over in a day, and I go have as much fun as I want to in that day.
Yeah.
But nah, past that now.
Can he jump high?
It
Well,
don't
I mean,
matter.
you
It
gotta
don't
think
matter. You got to
he's-
climb a woman like a tree.
He's
It
super,
don't matter.
he's super athletic.
Yeah, but
So yeah, I mean, I would nearly bet a 2 foot tall Wolverine could jump. You know,
Puck
just
is
thinking
what?
with
Puck
him
is what? Like he's
fighting
like 2.5 feet
somebody.
tall.
Yeah,
the
he's-
little
he's-
Canadian guy or
yeah.
whatever.
I think
and
he's
he
taller
still
than
holds
that.
his own.
he's probably like 3 feet tall.
Nah, when they make the action figure, if he's in scale in the action figures,
He is
he's
tiny in
2
the action
feet
figure.
at the most.
Yeah, he's pretty.
He don't have any superpowers.
Yeah, he's just a normal dude.
Yep. Not even a mutant. Like, I thought he always had like rubberized skin where he could bounce
'Cause he
around.
rolls
stuff.
and bounces and
right.
stuff,
But
yeah.
No, he's just a dude. Weird.
Just at peak athletic
All right.
potential
And just tiny.
and
He's
tiny.
a wee little guy.
Well, he makes it work.
He does, yeah. Well, he didn't have a choice,
pot of
though.
gold.
He was born that way. If I'm born and I'm going to be 2 feet tall,
Might as well
give me
be
Wolverine
Wolverine.
powers.
Yeah,
Let's do
yeah.
that. But, you know, if I had to pick between 2 foot tall Wolverine or Puck, I'll be Wolverine. Thanks.
Yeah, I would definitely take Wolverine
Yeah,
over Puck.
yeah. Puck's just going to die a short dude. Like,
Yeah,
you
Wolverine gonna live for.
know, forever,
I mean,
maybe.
is he
isn't it?
immortal?
Well, you know, they do that old man Logan, so at some point he gets old, but
Yeah.
they,
He
you
had
know,
already been around for a long time at
Yeah.
that point.
Well,
hadn't
and he probably, if it were not for his adamantium skeleton, he probably would be immortal or near immortal. But so like his healing factor is constantly fighting the adamantium in his body. So like his healing factor would be off the charts. Like you could stand here and peel his skin off of him.
He'd be
and
like
it would just
Deadpool
grow
caliber.
Back. Probably more than that. He's probably got the. I mean, as far as I understand, he's got like the most powerful healing factor. But that adamantium skeleton retards it so much. I mean, you see how
hard.
yeah, that's a word. I'm not talking about his. Yeah.
Just aggravating.
I know. But yeah, That's. I always thought that was interesting.
Well,
It's
I know
like
they
he
said
was-
Deadpool's immortal.
Have they said that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, they've made that in the
I
comments
know
because
Hulk is too, right? I mean, I know eventually that alternate version becomes Maestro or whatever, but they've said basically he is.
that
immortal,
he
right?
can't die because
Yeah.
the whole thing takes over.
I don't even know who Hulk is now. Last I heard, it was that Amadeus Cho guy.
Well,
or
he's a
whatever.
different kind of like. There's still.
Is the Bruce still around?
I think Bruce is still around, but
They change so much stuff from day to day. Who knows?
I know it's. I don't.
hard to
Well, I
keep
mean, a
up
lot of
with.
people say it's like the current writing state of it is not that great.
Yeah. You probably want to get in around Avengers Disassembled. That was kind of when the modern Marvel universe started
Coming together.
happening. That's when all the big stories started happening.
I think that's when that. There's a big hot comment right now with that Shang-Chi when he becomes an Avenger.
Okay.
Because obviously he's going to be in the Team Avenger now. I hadn't seen that movie yet.
Oh,
but
it's
people
not
say
out yet, is it?
yeah.
What?
It's out in theaters.
Is it?
It's not
Yeah.
going to be on stream until like mid-October.
That's odd because
Yeah.
usually you cannot watch a YouTube video, which I've got an ad blocker. That's probably why. Usually you can't go anywhere on the internet without seeing whatever the current Marvel movie is. I have not.
It's been
seen a
out
word
for
about it.
2 weeks now.
I did not know that. Is it doing good?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
it's
it's
doing
been
really
number
good.
one in
Yeah.
the. Everybody that's came into the store
They said it's
told me
really
that it's
good.
like one of the best movies that Marvel's done in a long
Well,
time.
that's good.
Especially
to
being a standalone.
because I
One-
couldn't be less interested in Eternals.
Well, it looks
Oh.
dumb. The way they look don't even look good.
Angelina Jolie.
But one guy said that the Shang-Chi movie has like a Iron Man 1 feel to it.
Well, okay.
Like it just kind of gives you those vibes of like, oh, something good
I
happened
wondered
here.
about it because without like the allure of like the cool gadgets and the Iron
Mm.
Man suit and just any kind of stuff like Captain America, the costumes and stuff like this just looks like a guy in a red shirt.
Well, I mean,
he's
he
gonna
don't
be
have
like-
no superpowers in the comic books.
Does he not?
He's
I
just
don't
an
know. He
elite
just-
level martial
yeah.
artist who's at the peak of physical human potential.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
No
well,
superpowers.
I guess so's Black Widow.
But his
know.
dad's
Yeah.
the Mandarin or something like that.
Well, so that's what I'm saying. Yeah, isn't it Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings? or
Yeah,
something?
but they
So-
changed the rings. So
Yeah.
like in the comic books, the Mandarin.
each one of them does a special power.
I think they still do that in the
Okay,
movie, but you know
okay.
they're actual physical
They
rings.
are rings, yeah.
In this one, they're like like those magic things where I put these 3 rings together.
Yeah.
That's what they look like. They
Oh,
go
okay.
up like 5 are on this arm and 5 are on this arm.
Yeah.
It's not as cool as actually having 10 rings.
Yeah.
You know?
But you gotta. Well, I tell you what. You want to look. You want to look for some stereotypical stuff or whatever. Go read you some classic Mandarin stories in Iron Man and stuff like that. Boy, they leaned into it. It's
Yeah.
almost like was it Mickey Rooney and Breakfast at Tiffany's where he's got the teeth and the glasses.
Yeah.
Never seen
Yeah.
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Well, it's worth it just to see that Mickey Rooney scene or
There's
whatever.
a lot
where
you hadn't
Mickey
seen.
Rooney. Who is that?
He's a white guy, as white as you know, or whatever. One of them's classic Hollywood actors, and they dress him up like a Chinese guy that's kind of like her building superintendent or
and
whatever.
he plays the Chinese the whole time?
Yeah. Oh my
Ooh.
gosh. Yeah.
Can't do that
And
nowadays.
No. And that's why. I mean, this is like classic Hollywood stuff. Like that. Yeah. It's worth seeing at some point.
You know, I've never really understood that because, like, there's plenty of, like, Asian people just.
Yeah,
let
but
that
back then,
Asian
but back
dude
then
play
Hollywood
the role.
was super exclusive to like,
Yeah,
like
it
we
was
don't
definitely
want
racist.
You. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like we don't want you. Like
Yeah.
we were painting white people black to be black people.
I mean,
you
they
know?
have a
It's like-
long history of racism.
Yeah.
Mickey Rooney had 10 kids.
Woo.
Oh, he's old. I thought Breakfast
no,
at
no, he
Tiffany's
died in
was a new
2014.
movie.
No, it's Audrey Hepburn. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's like one of
Didn't
those.
they redo
You're
Breakfast at
thinking
Tiffany's?
I
the
think
Breakfast
so.
Club.
I'm thinking of the song Breakfast.
No, they
at
did a
Maybe.
song, and it is newer than the movie.
Yes.
Okay.
But no, he
Yeah,
died in
yeah,
2014.
yeah.
but
That wasn't
no.
the theme song to the movie.
He was born in 1920.
Yeah,
But yeah, he
yeah,
had
he's-
10 kids.
Yeah, he's classic Hollywood.
Okay, yeah, that's old school
Yeah,
Hollywood.
Yeah,
Breakfast at
okay, you
Tiffany's
remember,
is
1961.
1961.
Yeah. You remember Night at the Museum? That
Yeah, I
big
was about to say
movie?
he's the bad
He-
guy. He's a thief.
Well, he's one of them.
He's one of the old
He's
men
a
one of the
short
old
one.
guards.
Yeah,
Yep,
he's
yep.
a
He was
short
a little short one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Him.
that's Mickey Rooney. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
I've
look
seen-
him up as the Chinese guy. in
Seen that
Breakfast at
guy.
Tiffany's.
I
can
love
see
the
he's
Night at
our
the Museum
Mickey Rooney's
movies.
got to be. Now, Google may scrub that. You might have to hunt
Yeah,
deep on Google to
honestly,
find a
yeah.
picture of Mickey Rooney as a Chinese guy.
It'll be there.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. There he is.
Oh, that's
Yeah. Oh, they
awful.
lean into
Oh,
it
man.
heavy, super heavy, and he talks it, and yeah. And he's
awful.
You know how they always make out like they're always mad and stuff. Like he's always mad and hollering at her when she comes in because he's making
late on your rent.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, and she's like, remember? Apparently, at some point in the movie, or some point in the past, she had told him something about that he was going to let her. She was going to let him take some pictures or something, and that's how she gets him off her back. He's like, remember we talked about taking those pictures? Or he's like, or so you know. It's weird.
Man.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I watched. Well, speaking of Black Widow, I bought the Blu-ray or whatever the other day and watched it. Actually, I bought the 4K UHD version or whatever. I can't tell much difference between 4K and Blu-ray.
There's no.
I don't think
tell the
there's
difference. I don't think it's reached that
coming out
level
with like
yet.
The 8K
I
and
think
all
it has
that
reached.
stuff
I think it
now.
has reached the level to where the size TV you have in your house
Yes, makes a
at
difference.
1080. You're not going to get much more than that because you're just talking about smaller and smaller pixels.
You need a massive screen.
If it was
Yes.
a giant screen, then 4K would look amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that's
who's
the
putting
difference.
Did you like Black Widow?
108-inch
I thought it was-
TVs in
I
their
thought it was a good
house?
movie. Right, exactly. But boy, I've seen some. These companies are making giant. Like they're making like wall-size TVs now. Like
Just get a projector at that point.
there's one. So Samsung has. I think it was Samsung. I was looking at. No, I think it was LG actually. I'm not looking for a TV, but I like gadgets and stuff. And so LG's got one that's like it's basically like a rectangular box that sets on legs or whatever. And you know how they're doing all this foldable screen technology and stuff.
Yeah,
So
so
this
weird.
thing, it is.
The
it's
phones
cool.
are cool.
The phones are cool.
They are.
Well, so
They're
this is a
weird.
TV that basically the screen comes up out of that box, and the you know the box is only like that tall, but the TV ends up being like 4
Real
feet
big.
tall or something. So it's one of those. The screen is like
Yeah.
roll up inside. But like the price on that TV,
Oh,
it was.
I bet.
I mean, it was like I want to say it was like $100,000. Like it was like
whoa.
way on up there. It was super
Way.
expensive.
That's for the 1%.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you even just like you've got to be hand building these things? Like,
Oh, my
you
Lord.
cannot gear up a factory that's not going to sell any more than that.
You can't even be producing a whole
That's
lot.
what I'm saying.
No.
That had to be what it was. It was crazy. It was. It may not have been 100,000.
Small
It was-
percentage
That's
people
crazy.
can
Yeah,
afford
I mean,
it.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
Well, I would not doubt it
No.
one bit.
Oh, but then again, like that, there was another company I saw the other day that actually had they will sell you a TV that was basically about the size of this wall here.
Yeah. Oh,
and,
yeah.
and it would have been the same price.
I don't know
like
how
that.
you deliver that, but
At that kind of
sideways
price,
in a truck.
at that kind of price, they probably come and assemble it at your site.
Yeah,
most
it's
likely,
probably
you
built in
know?
sections.
Would build it in your house.
That's what I mean. I bet they do.
Well, I mean, if I was really rich,
Why not? If
I
I'm
would want a
looking for some-
TV that
If
big.
I
If
was
I'm
that
lo-
rich, I wouldn't be having time to watch TV, probably. But
Yeah, but at some point you.
Yeah, you always got time to watch TV.
Well, but I'm saying at that point I've got so much money. Who cares if I watch it? It's going to be there anyway.
Exactly.
When there comes a time that I'm going to watch TV, that's the one I'm going to
It's
watch.
gonna be on a
now.
big old screen.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would
I won't
definitely
be
have
like
one.
Yeah.
20 yards away from it watching it.
Well, that's a good discussion. I like cars. If I had and I like toys and stuff like that. There's a bunch of ponds or pools I would dip my toe in if I was
yeah.
rich. But I would have like the Jay Leno car collection. Like I'm gonna go cherry pick the ones
so
that from
nice.
time that I want.
I would have a couple.
Well, those are
So what
investments.
would be-
Those are investments too, though.
They are,
'Cause
but that
those-
ain't why I'd buy
The
'em.
cars he has. Is
Yeah, but that ain't why I'd buy.
classics.
I'd buy, and he drives his too.
Yeah.
He does. He
real
drives a-
Well, you
respectable.
have to. If not, they'll mess
Oh,
up.
absolutely, yeah.
So.
Well, and so his garage is full, he's got full staff. Like they're constantly doing restorations and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like so, he don't have to worry about it. His stuff's going to be
Yep.
ready to go when he wants it. What would y'all's main focus be? If you was rich, what would
would
your
travel.
one main is travel?
Yeah,
I
I
would
probably
just
want to go a
travel.
bunch of places.
That-
And that's
I
when I would
would
be doing a
not
lot
have
of. I would want to do a
house,
lot
I
of hunting
Yeah.
because then I could afford to go on
Some
all these
exotic hunts.
super
Yeah.
nice
Yeah.
guided
Yeah.
hunts
Yeah,
and stuff
that'd be
like that.
I would just live in a nice Mercedes.
Bring my brother
van,
along.
and I would just travel. And then I would have my van flew
So
to
you
another
do-
country, and I would just
so
travel.
you do want to do it by van? Like you don't want to just be at the places. You want the trip in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's part of traveling around the
Yeah,
U.S.
I mean,
you
it
see,
is, but there's a lot of
bunch
people
stuff.
that's there's a lot of people that's like I just want to be where
Yeah.
we're
And
going.
I
plus,
just
you
find
get
a
off
hotel
on
and stay.
you
I'd
get off
rather
on a
just have a
tangent.
stay.
You know, you
Yeah.
might not even know you wanted to go to this one place
sure.
because you
You
flew
detour.
right over it. But if
Yeah.
you're
Yep.
driving, you might be like,
Well,
that sounded really cool.
And if you're rich, you're not on a time schedule.
Exactly.
So it's
Doing
like,
what you
so,
want.
So like if I find it's not like I've got to be here by this date. If
Yep.
I find that stuff along the way, I got time to kill on
Yeah,
it.
and I could
Yeah.
hang
That
out
would be
there as
neat.
long as I
Yeah.
want. And I would like travel worldly too. You know, go
Yeah,
a
that's what
bunch
I'm
of cool-
saying. I would have
Yeah.
my
Go-
van loaded up on
Yeah.
a
I
thing
mean,
and
now if
flew
I
to
go
another
worldly,
country.
I just
Nah,
rent
that-
a van or buy a van when I
wouldn't,
get
because
there.
I
all
have
my
a van
stuff's
in
gonna
each
be
country
in my
I'm
van.
going to.
Yeah, yeah.
I got copies
all
of
my
all
stuff
my
be in there.
stuff.
I
We you
know,
ain't got to worry
but-
about stuff.
Yeah.
We're past worrying about stuff.
Yeah, because you just
And we're so rich at this
Yeah.
point that people are giving you the stuff for free. Anyway,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh,
you-
just to
They're
promote
sponsored.
their.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're comping everything.
That'd be
Like,
nice.
yeah,
That
I
would
mean, that'd be
so
fun.
nice.
that'd be cool. But I always imagine like I've had dreams to where I wake up and I've just got like 4 of the cars that I wanted or whatever. And it was exciting to just walk out the front door and decide which one.
Which one am I driving today?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have a couple classic
The
cars.
only car I want is a '67 Impala.
Yeah,
I would
you're
have
still
one of
about
those.
your
That's it.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I want.
I would
If
probably
I
want
can ever
like
find
a
one, I'm gonna turn it into baby, and we'll take it to cons.
Yeah.
Charger,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like General
Old
Lee
Charger's
style
nice.
Yeah,
Charger.
if you
Yeah.
go back and find some old Mopar, you just ain't gonna. I mean, yeah.
There's a bunch of cool old cars
There's
that,
a bunch.
I would
Yeah.
probably want. I'd for sure buy my dad a Fury like in Christine.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
his car.
Yeah.
I might even take one myself because they do look pretty cool.
At that point, we're talking about rich enough that it don't matter. You're
Yeah.
talking about rich enough that's like, oh, man, I could buy from now on. I'll never spend all this money.
If I was super rich, I would also have a yacht,
Oh,
a little
I
would be a
helicopter on
boat,
it,
yeah.
because and chefs and all that stuff.
yep.
So,
I'd definitely have a
and
yacht.
that way I could
Absolutely.
travel
Have you
everywhere.
I think
by
that
sea
would be
also.
my more type of
Yeah.
travel would be yacht
Yeah.
travel.
I would
think.
would
I mean, you can
definitely do
dock
that.
anywhere.
I'd go
Get
back
on
and
your little
forth.
dinghy and
Yeah,
Yeah.
why? Yeah, we ain't got to limit ourselves.
yeah, exactly.
Have you seen that new boat that Sea-Doo has?
Ooh.
So Sea-Doo's came out with this pontoon.
A couple of them actually.
It drives like a jet ski.
Yep.
So you got everything's like a jet ski, but the seats are modular. So you can you can take all the seats out of the front. You can put them all here in the back. You can make the front a big layout pad. You can put the seats anywhere on the boat you want. It looks awesome.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, because a pontoon boat is super simple.
And
It's
you
just a
can drop
floating
it down.
platform with a
Yeah.
motor on it. Yeah.
And
yeah.
it basically for people who don't drive a lot of
Really?
boats, it drives like a jet ski.
Yeah, yeah.
And
They're
they've
a lot
got-
easier to control.
So they've
Yeah.
got 3 different sizes of it too.
What do they run?
Oh, they start
Um,
out at like 18 grand.
That's
They get
that's
up
No,
to like
23.
terrible,
It starts at
though.
23
I mean,
or 24.
Hey,
So
you-
24,
the motor on a
Yeah.
bass boat costs more than that.
24,
so.
33, and then 36.
I knew 36
It's
was
not
high.
terrible. If,
But I thought
if that was your thing, that's
And
not
then
terrible.
they've got some like nice new Sea-Doos too.
Yeah.
The jet skis.
Yeah,
But yeah, those
they look
are
cool. I was looking at them. I was like, man, those
pretty
are cool.
neat.
They just
Yeah,
came
right.
out.
I hadn't seen that. That's
But,
pretty
Yeah,
you know,
they're real cool.
boats
You
and
got the little
stuff are-
compact one and-
They're a money pit.
They are money pit.
And I guarantee
Because you can't use them often enough for them to be
No.
worth it.
And
really.
then
You only
like
get
even
like
that
4 months out of the whole year.
And it's such a hassle.
It
It is a
Because then you got to
hassle.
pay to store it.
If I decide, okay, this weekend I'm going fishing or boating or whatever, it's a big production to get there and
there's
get it
how.
rolling. That is
So it's
is
just
pretty
like
neat.
the-
Yeah, it's just more more
Yeah.
recognizable. Like people just understand that more, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
it is cool. But I mean, ain't like I'm gonna get one.
I mean,
No.
either. No, I don't care nothing about it that much.
I just have. I mean, boats are awesome, and I'd like to have a boat. But
Yeah.
jet skis and stuff like that is great to have friends that have jet skis.
yeah, you can be. Hey, let's go take the jet
go-
skis out.
yeah.
Or just places that rent them.
That's fine too.
That shit
Yeah,
takes
I'm
so-
because
I get
even if I
expensive.
own it or whatever, like, and I load it up
Yeah.
and we're going to the river, or whatever, I'm
Yes.
gonna get tired of it pretty quick.
Yep.
And I'm still paying
The
for it.
maintenance on it
Yeah,
and
nah, that's
oil
not that ain't never been
changes.
my thing.
Yeah,
If I
no.
lived on a lake or a river or whatever, maybe so.
Yeah.
But when it's a production to get it there, nah, I'm out on that.
That's
Okay.
how most people, when you go out on the boat, they take like 2-3 hours.
Oh, my
getting
mom and them are like
cleaning.
that.
And I'm like, why are you
Crazy.
cleaning the boat for you're about to go get in the water? Clean it when you get out the
Yeah.
water.
Mama
Right.
and them have their boat stored like on a
Like
Yeah.
dry dock or whatever.
in a dock. Well,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
on
no,
like a
it's
floating
sitting
dock,
on the
you
water
know?
floating.
And
it's
it takes
still
them
taking an hour.
forever. They'll be like, "We're gonna get out on the water at 11." You get there at 11. You're leaving out at
1
12:30 or
o'clock. Yeah.
1.
What
You're
are they
like,
doing? Just like scrubbing the sides of it and
Yeah,
stuff?
just
yeah,
let me
it's just
scrub
slow.
the spider webs. I'm
It's
like,
like-
you should already do that.
Yeah.
Let me wash the floors down.
But they're always having to do something.
I
Well,
know.
this boat's not as. They hadn't had any issues with this boat they got right now, but the
Hey.
previous boat that they had, it was like always something was going wrong.
Do they enjoy the maintenance on a boat, or are they all just like, oh, it's
Well,
just
they don't
One time
like
we were
that.
out on
But
the water and it just cut out on us. You had to
yeah,
pull
I had to. I was
to
a towboat.
swim.
I had to get a
you
rope.
didn't have an oar or nothing to paddle?
They didn't
No,
have
didn't have
that.
anything on there, so I had to swim the boat to the dock. Luckily, it wasn't like crazy far, maybe like 300
keep
yards.
2 oars
And
the
in
boat,
like
just in
seaweed.
case.
In
Oh,
like
yeah.
seaweed.
Yeah, it was nasty seaweed
Yeah,
area.
it's like,
I had to throw a life jacket on and do some backstrokes and
Yeah.
pull. Luckily, it pulled fairly easy.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
a
once
very
you get
big
a
boat,
mass,
luckily.
once you get a mass in water moving, it goes on its own pretty good. you
Yes.
know.
But I mean, my mom. I mean, they love the water. They,
yeah.
I mean,
I
my
love
mom
being on
and
the
them
water,
Yeah.
but
boated for.
I want a boat, but I don't want the headache and maintenance that comes with a boat.
Need a buddy with a boat.
Which is why I just let people rent the boats. I rent a boat for the day.
Yeah.
That was always when I was in high school. We were always on the water, every weekend. That's what you did. It was fun.
And playing any games?
What do you mean?
Video games?
I didn't play video games.
No, I mean, or have you been?
Oh, have I been? Well,
Changing gears there.
I was about to say I didn't play video
We
games.
didn't play And I was like,
I was always
every
doing
weekend for me,
something
I was
outside.
playing sports somewhere. Every
Sports are
weekend.
for losers.
Every weekend.
I need that Red
Some
Bull and that
sports.
gaming live.
God.
I have not had time to play a whole lot of video games.
Yeah.
I ain't even
I
played
noticed y'all at the
Fortnite.
store, like even like,
Every day
Yeah.
we've been at the store.
You see us and you don't even stop by.
dude, I'm telling you,
Day.
Horrible,
you
horrible.
cannot imagine the past month.
But I did play that Hades game for a little while.
It's pretty cool, ain't it?
You know, it was, but I didn't like it. I didn't like starting over every time I died.
But you were getting better every time. It wasn't the same thing. You were more equipped the next time you
I
go
know,
in.
but I still just didn't like that.
Well, that leads into the hot PS5 new release called Deathloop. It's kind of
The same thing?
sort of similar thing. Yeah, you're replaying the same day over and over again, but you're more developed and you're trying to. I don't have it yet.
It's like Groundhog's Day.
But people are saying it's like 10 out of 10. Everybody's 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
I took
Yeah.
that new
That's pretty cool.
remaster of what is it? So what is that Zelda game that just came out?
Yeah.
You know,
what is it?
Skyward
Sword. Yeah.
yeah.
I brought that home. I ain't
Did y'all
played
get
it
a
yet.
copy of it here?
Yeah.
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 I've
Everybody
got
got a
like
copy of that
WarioWare. That
game.
game's
Yeah,
new. Somebody already
WarioWare.
brought that in.
Sonic Color.
Yeah, that's a pretty new game. I've gotten in like several new Switch games.
Yeah.
People just
People play them. They're like, yeah, I like
Bring
it.
'em in.
Yeah.
Oh, I played the one that came out with the Aladdin and Lion King on the same thing.
On what?
Still is awful Switch.
they did the
Like the
Sega.
Yeah,
old-
yeah. They took the
yeah,
old
yeah.
Sega game.
Aladdin is like a notoriously hard game.
They
and
both
Lion
are.
King.
Oh, yeah.
Those-
And they
yeah,
both
were.
are still garbage.
Yeah.
And they didn't make the graphics any better. So it's the
What's
same
the
digital
point?
thing. And it doesn't take up the whole screen.
Oh,
Literally, it is this
jeez.
big.
So they are
on your
they
screen.
Are basically emulating the
That's
old
Yeah.
game
exactly
or
what they
yeah,
did.
and it's garbage.
Yeah, it
They
sounds-
emulated it over.
We do have 2 copies of it for sale in the store,
Yeah,
though. But
yeah.
And it is awesome. Don't let her lie to you.
yeah.
it's really not. though.
Yeah, and they say
And
it's
it's
better
still
if you own
just as
2
hard.
copies of it.
Exactly, but
Yeah.
it is still. I mean, because
They're
it's
super hard.
It is
it's
a hard
exact same-
game.
Yeah, and they did not. I mean, they didn't make it look any better.
I
They
know.
have different modes you can play in though.
Who cares?
But I went
It's
with
the
original.
Old
Old
games are so
molds.
bare bones.
Yes.
Like, they suck.
I literally played. I was hoping that at least they were going to make the graphics smoother,
Yeah.
but still the same garbage graphics.
That's usually what they do is kind of
Yeah,
like give it
yeah.
like
They
cell
did
shaded or
not.
something,
Yeah.
something to
Yeah.
spruce it up.
Do a
They
little
didn't.
something with the gameplay to make it a little
Something.
better.
Yeah, like
It's
even
not
newer,
a remaster.
I said
Even newer
there-
games like that, that Halo when they did the anniversary
Mm-hmm.
release of the first game, like it was on a button, like you could hit the button and switch between the new graphics and the old graphics, like in
Yeah,
real
that's what
time or
I'm
whatever.
right.
Like that, why not? What's the point?
I
If you're not-
know.
and
I just go play it on
especially for just
Sega.
2 games.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna do 10 games, maybe you don't put anything more time into it. But I'm buying a collection of 10 games.
They could have,
Yes.
because they already have that.
I played for 15
We hate
minutes.
everything. Y'all realize
Yeah,
that? We
I know,
hate
right?
everything. We hate everybody.
Well,
we hate everything.
Y'all do. I don't.
Yeah.
I love everything, and I love everybody.
Uh-huh.
But I hated the game. It was,
Yeah,
it was just the same. I was just as bad as it now as I was playing it on the Sega, however many years ago.
Yeah.
It's
I
still
think where
so-
they're gonna
it's
put
just so
the
hard.
64 on the Switch though.
Yeah.
Start. I don't know how that's going to work though,
Well,
because
they're
some
going to
of-
charge you more money. You got to
Well, no, I
pay for
understand.
a
It's the controller
hard
though.
upgrade.
Like the controller is so unique for the 64.
yeah,
I'm not
I
sure
didn't
how
think
that's
about
going to
that.
translate.
I'm sure there'll be some games that you
They
just
probably
probably
put them
won't be
all
able
on
to.
there.
You won't be able to
I
put
think
them
you
over.
just have to do some work on translating the controls. That it ain't going to be as simple as like that Lion King and
Well,
Aladdin game or whatever.
Actually, so on the modded Wii, there are 64 games on there, and you
Yeah,
play it
most
with
of them
just a
don't work.
GameCube controller.
Most of them don't work.
I know a bunch of them don't.
Well, then there are
But-
some games that are
yeah.
simple enough,
But
but
most of
but
them you
they're
play
but
with
like
that.
a lot of times, like I can't think of a specific.
Like your Mario Karts,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I bet
the
GoldenEye.
Zelda, of
You'll
course,
be
the
able to play
Zeldas,
GoldenEye.
yeah, GoldenEye.
Well, but so GoldenEye is a good example. Like GoldenEye had one analog stick, and the other
Moved
looking
your-
around was those yellow C buttons, which most controllers like you don't have those anymore. So the 64 had the A and the B, and then it had the 4 Cs. It had 2
Wouldn't they just use
bumpers,
the
and then
joy-
you had a trigger in the
You
back.
do have the
like-
joy, like just the
Yeah,
regular keypad on the.
the
or
plus sign, the up, down, left, right?
What do they call that?
It's a D-pad.
A D-pad.
Okay.
There we go.
But you do, but you don't have the A and B buttons then. Like you'd have to translate that to something else. Like if you, so what they would have to do which
No,
GoldenEye.
because don't.
Goldeneye-
Well, then you got the little triggers up top too, though, that they could put something.
They can
Oh,
make-
Yeah,
who
but
knows?
but that's what. But then at
Yeah.
some point you're moving critical functions to a button that just don't
That
feel.
kinda
don't-
You know,
yeah.
because you got to shoot with one. You know what I mean? That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
You
There's
might
just
have to
some
get a wireless controller
That's
for it.
one
They
of
said,
the-
I don't
they
know.
said they're going to
I
up
think so.
sales. Is they're going to do a
Well,
wireless
they,
controller
You know they
for it.
have the wireless Nintendo controllers and the wireless
Yep.
Super Nintendo that Nintendo sells
Yep.
for their console
It would-
games.
that's
or-
probably what they'll
GoldenEye, it just make the controls like Fortnite.
You could, but that's what I mean. It's not.
It's real, intuitive.
It
feeling.
is, but that's more than just like that's more than just releasing this game. You've
you
got to put some time.
Yeah,
You
you buy
know
this
what I
too.
mean? Right.
Maybe that's why they're wanting to charge more.
It could be
because they know they're going to have to actually do some work.
GoldenEye's going to be one of the. GoldenEye probably won't be one of the ones because of licensing issues. You might get like a lot
Nintendo
of the
brand stuff.
You'll get the Marios, anything to do with Mario.
Right,
You'll get anything to do with Pokemon, anything to do
Yeah.
with Zelda, stuff they already got and releasing.
Yeah, that does make sense.
It's
Easier
a
for
good game,
Nintendo.
Think back though, to the 64.
Yeah, there aren't a whole lot of good games.
It's
That's
a
why.
time that I need to go back and see again. I watched a guy play GoldenEye start to finish, and my goodness, and he was just specifically trying to get whatever the next to the highest difficulty level was.
Mhm.
No way.
It don't look good.
It looks terrible.
But
They all look terrible.
if there was a way though to play GoldenEye on there and make it a multiplayer, but I can play online with other people, that would be fun.
For 1 or 2 times, and then you'd be like,
But
every
how would you do
multiplayer.
though?
Well, they could do it. I mean,
Would it just be good guy and bad guy?
Well, you could play 4 different people
I
on
don't know, you
multiplayer.
just pick
Can you?
random people. Yeah, you were just picking a
You could
skin,
pick whoever you
basically.
want.
It didn't matter. Yeah, it was like Odd Job versus Jaws.
Yeah, and I could be.
So
James Bond.
the thing about it is though is it's terrible. Like that was fun back in the day because there weren't any multiplayer games.
And it was the only one.
But now any multiplayer game is better than that.
Yes.
So it would be for the
It's nostalgia.
nostalgia. Yeah,
Yeah.
you play it 1 or 2 times. Like, oh yeah, I remember when we used to do. I remember when.
Yeah.
And then you never touch it.
It's like Aladdin the Lion King.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, you're probably
you play
right.
it for
Oh, I
5
remember that.
You played
and then-
that first
yeah.
5 minutes that you played when you were a kid, and then you lost all your lives and died. You
Yeah.
play the
They
same
should
ones
remaster
now.
GoldenEye.
It's still so
They
hard.
did. They've already. It's called GoldenEye Reloaded or something. They took the whole game and made a new game and plugged Daniel Craig into it.
And it's the same old game?
It follows the same beats. It's not identical, but they have released GoldenEye. It's called GoldenEye Reloaded. I got a copy of it at home. I haven't played it, but
Yeah.
Sure did.
Well, it would be neat to remaster just the multiplayer to kind of compete with like Fortnite.
Oh, you talking about like modernizing it?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, at that point, you're not making GoldenEye. Though. At that point, you're making a new multiplayer game based on the
It's a
James
new
Bond
multiplayer,
universe.
but with the same feels of GoldenEye.
That's the bad part about it, though. The feels of GoldenEye is what sucks today.
Yeah.
It just don't translate.
The same
man.
weaponry.
games.
And
Now, that
just
could
the
be-
same, the same
That's what I mean.
map
You're
layouts.
just making a new James Bond multiplayer game.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I'd be down for that.
Yeah, it would be too. That'd be fun.
But that being said, all those games that came out, I'm pretty sure GoldenEye or 007 Reloaded. I think maybe that 007 Legends or whatever. Pretty sure those had multiplayer modes, and I think so.
But could you play online?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because it was PS3, so I mean,
Oh, then you definitely play online.
And everybody hated them. So,
Yeah.
I mean, multiplayer like there has been gold standard set. Like if you're not
Yeah,
competing with
sadly.
Call of Duty and I guess Fortnite, I don't know, I don't play that crap.
I haven't played it in a while. I think the big one right now, though, a lot of people have been playing that Apex.
That
Yeah.
came out.
It's been out a while.
It's been out a long
Yeah.
time, and I think it's always had a following or whatever. I don't know if it's bigger or less than Fortnite or whatever, but
It's
it
bigger
definitely
now
has
than
a
it was
dedicated
because
following.
A lot of people are upset with Call of Duty because I guess you can cheat,
Oh yeah,
and they don't have like
there's no way to fight
a security system
yeah.
in place to
There's
stop
no
cheaters.
moderators over it.
No, no.
And so the Apex has something better in it to where you can't cheat. Well, I mean, if you play and you got
I
some
know.
dude,
I was just
How
being
about
funny.
you good little guy?
that's cheating,
No, I
I'd be mad.
Oh,
I would
I
be
wouldn't know the
too,
difference
yeah.
because
I
I'm so
know.
terrible at him anyway. It's like I was dead anyway. I guess he was cheating. I don't know. I'm gonna claim he was cheating.
Yeah.
That's definitely why. I mean, some
Snuck up
people
on me,
were.
killed me.
Yeah.
I forget. It's some big streamer. He completely left Call of Duty. He's only playing Apex. Somebody came to the store and told me all this, and all like I know.
That's how we learn things.
Yeah, that's how I learned things. And he was saying that
Because we
dude
work all
left,
the
and he's
time.
like a top tier Call of Duty player.
I can't
You know.
remember. There used to be a guy,
And he was getting
well
killed
known.
constantly because of all these cheaters, you know.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Man, I'm tired of
Do
this."
they like cheat and like beef up their
There's something you can do with the
stats?
controls. I forget what
Do
the
they
guy.
got those modified controls?
I've heard of a bunch of times like they can somehow. I want to say they can screw with their connection to the server or whatever, to where their movements are somewhat out of sequence with other people, so they're getting shots on you, and you may
You
not.
can't get them.
That's
They're,
something
like,
like I
glitching.
don't know,
They're-
but Xbox are. I don't know about play. I'm sure they all do. There's supposed to be some way that kind of stuff they have been able to identify and ban those people or whatever. So I don't know what they're doing in Call of Duty now that you can't find. That's software. If anybody wants to find out what's going on, they can.
Yeah.
Well,
But it's just,
there's controllers too. I think you can
Yeah.
use to
Yeah. I've
cheat.
heard about that too,
Modded
yeah.
controller. I
Yeah.
got one in the store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a modded controller for playing games like that, where
Yeah,
certain
shooting
buttons
games.
do different things
Just
that you
rapid
couldn't
fire.
relatively do.
Yeah.
So But that's why a lot of people are playing that Apex.
Yeah.
I downloaded it and I was gonna play it.
Oh, it looks neat. Like
But I just hadn't done it
the
yet.
archetypes of the characters or
look
whatever,
cool.
they look pretty neat.
Yeah,
They
I
have some cool looking characters.
We've had the Funko Pops in the store. They
Yeah.
look neat.
When it came out, I watched a bunch of videos of people playing it. I'm just never good at multiplayer games, so I don't even fool with them.
The guy was telling me about it.
either.
Said it just don't look good on the
I
Switch.
like RPGs.
On the Switch, it probably would look terrible, but it looked pretty good on PS4. And
That
stuff
he
like
plays
that.
it on PS4 and his
Yeah.
wife plays, or his girlfriend plays it on the Switch.
Yeah.
And he said it just don't look as good on the Switch.
Yeah.
Still plays pretty much the same, It just don't have good looks.
Yeah, I can
Which
see
is
that.
crazy because you think it looked better being so small.
That's why it don't
It
look
It
good.
probably
It can't fit.
well, but comparing the two, if you played it on the Switch version on a big screen compared to the little one, I bet it does look
I
better
didn't think
on the
about
little
playing
one.
on TV too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been playing that. So I got a PlayStation 5. I think I had it the last time. Well, it doesn't matter. I got one.
I think you had it on order.
Maybe so.
last time.
Ain't no games for it, so it doesn't
I
matter.
know.
Yeah.
But
You
so I
play
went.
PS4 games?
Yeah, well, that's what I've been doing. So I went out and bought that. The only game that was even really out at the time that I thought was like, well, I eventually want to play that was that Miles Morales game.
Yep.
So I bought it, and come to find out,
You
if
could have got those from us.
yeah, but
We
if
got
you,
like 3 or 4.
I know, but if you buy the deluxe version or whatever,
Get it
it
with
comes
it.
with a remastered version of the original Spider-Man game, like remastered with like not completely PlayStation 5 graphics or what, but it is like
Much
it's better.
better.
It's better. It's supposed to be better. Like they completely gave a new facial model to Peter Parker.
Yeah,
in the
people
game.
don't like that.
Well,
though.
I don't know why. I don't remember what was. I don't remember hating the original one, so I don't know what looks different about it. But that was one of the things they did apparently. I'm about 70. I think today I finished about 73% of it or something like that. I've been playing.
Did you
it
play a lot of
forever.
games when you were down with COVID?
No, I didn't want to watch TV. I slept usually half the day, and then I would get up and go sit in my chair in my room or whatever and watch some stuff on YouTube for a few hours, and then I'd back in bed by 9 or so. Like
But did you have to quarantine for 2 weeks?
per my job, I had to stay away from my job for 2 weeks.
So week 1 you were really bad sick.
yeah.
Second week not as sick.
How did this work? So
You
I got.
back on the COVID.
I just want to know what
Yeah,
he was
so-
doing in his
yeah,
downtime.
Well, I'm trying to think.
He can't
So
even
okay,
remember.
no. The second week I worked from home.
Mm.
So I did
Okay.
go back to
Oh,
work, but I worked
nice.
from home.
Okay, so they just isolated you from the office.
Yeah,
and
I had to
then
be. I had to be out of the office 14 days.
Yeah.
The whatever the the recommendations, per the FDA or whatever, or not FDA, but the health people.
CDC.
10 days.
Yeah, yeah,
that's what
10.
they want. But that second week I worked from home.
Okay, I didn't know if maybe that was your good time to play a bunch of.
I thought that. I
was
think
like,
I
"Oh,
had made.
man."
I thought I had made the statement possibly. I was like, "Man, I wish I would get COVID. I should stay home and watch TV and play video games or whatever." Nah, didn't feel like it. I would not have gleaned any enjoyment out of that. It sucked. It did suck.
Not bad.
It did
Yeah.
suck.
Hope I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't wish it on nobody. Well, and that would have been a thing too. Like, say you got it and then you got it. Like, what are y'all gonna do?
I know, right?
Who's gonna run the
Shut
store
the
for?
store down 2 weeks?
Yeah, or you are going to be down for a week at least. You
Oh,
might
yeah.
be able to drag yourself back
That'd
in
be
the second
awful.
week.
Well, we got that.
But the good thing about it is you could make it.
I'll be there doing live sales about look. You could.
Well, the good
show
thing about it,
you
we
could
ca-
buy it. We'll sit out. You pay. We'll sit outside.
Maybe
for
the
you.
good thing about it is since y'all are closed the first half of the week anyways, if you had to be down a week, you'd get another half a week just by result.
We have that. Juliana's been working for us.
Yeah.
She ran it for us one day. We had to go to a wedding for like a couple hours. She
Yeah,
could
her
probably.
and Randy.
Is that what's his
That's
name?
her
His
and
sister?
Randy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Eddie's
Eddie's
sister.
Okay,
Yeah.
so she's actually running register and all that too.
She did
Yeah,
it
we
one
had her
day.
do that one day.
Yeah, but I mean,
Her
if
and
I have to
Randy.
have her do it, she can definitely do it. Yeah, and Randy would probably come in and
Sure.
sit there with us, so she didn't have to be there by herself.
Right. Yeah.
So
Cool.
she could definitely do it if we did get COVID.
It's
It
good.
would
You
be
need
a
to have
backup.
somebody as a backup. That's,
Yeah.
that's
Yes.
good. Yeah.
She's
She'll be-
basically been working for us full time for a
She'll
while.
be gone
Because
in
Tim's at
January.
Toyota now, right? So he's not really an option.
No,
Except
he's
maybe
a-
on the.
Nobody cares about New Warriors.
Yeah, New Warriors showrunner revealed his Squirrel Girl and why the show got scrapped.
Well, so
So I guess
so
they
they
scrapped New
the old
Warriors.
classic New Warriors, led into Civil War. Like that Speedball's kind of the guy that caused the Civil War. But they eventually did they restarted the New Warrior. Well, no, they did it kind of like it was a reality show. That's why the Civil War started. Like they were filming a reality show,
Yeah,
and they
of
went up
them
against that
saving
Nitro
people.
guy or whatever, and he blew up that whole town. But I think there was a later version of New Warriors that kind of was a goofy comic.
Yeah, the '90s one.
No, this was later than that. This was in
Oh.
the 2000s. Or this was after Civil War. Not so. I don't think it was the same characters in the New Warriors, but I think they
Doesn't
made
that
a-
Speedball guy become somebody else after that too?
During Civil War, he becomes this guy named Penance, to where like he wears a suit with inward-facing needles or whatever. So like anything he does causes him pain because he's trying to pay penance for him destroying or causing that city to get destroyed. And it unlocked like different powers in him when he did that.
Like pain made him more powerful.
Yeah, as his pain was unleashed, that's where his power came from.
That's kind of
it's
like
a neat
Bane.
idea.
You know, that's a good power because the more you get beat up,
Yeah.
or the more damage you take,
but
nobody
then
can really do damage
But
to
then
you.
let's go back to like, well, Wolverine's got better than that. Like he don't have to hurt. Like he can just kill you.
He still hurts.
He
Yeah.
does. Yeah, they say it hurts every time he pops his claws or
Yeah.
whatever. But he's Wolverine.
Yeah, 'cause it breaks his skin.
He's Wolverine.
He is
This could be a
cool.
stupid question, but
But I hope that game's good.
when was Tommy Lee
That
Jones
little
Green
teaser made
Goblin?
me want to play
So
it.
you know, Insomniac is like one of Sony's best studios. They're the ones that do the Spider-Man games. Eidos the one that did Avengers. People are not so much on that, and I
Yeah.
think that's the same people that are doing new Guardians of the Galaxy.
Galaxy.
But Insomniac's doing Wolverine, so like it's gonna be good.
Well, that little teaser looked awesome.
Yeah, they don't make bad ones. Did you see where they announced Spider-Man 2 also, where Spider-Man and Miles Morales are in a game together?
Yeah,
And it's got Venom.
I was about to say, ain't it like got something with Venom in it now?
They show him coming out of the shadows. Yeah.
Are you gonna get to play as Venom?
I wouldn't be surprised if you don't, but I don't. It was just a
They need to do
Tiny
him a
little-
game.
They will.
Right.
If Miles Morales, if Spider-Man 2, if he's just a villain, Spider-Man 3 or whatever will be your Venom and Spider-Man.
Yeah, it'd be-
I mean,
they
you
need
will.
a good Venom
Absolutely
game.
will. Yeah. I'm glad that they're finally making superhero games that are good. But we should probably be back in the process of the show if we're going to talk about this kind of stuff.
Oh, wait, I thought we were.
Well, we could. I know we never officially came back,
Oh,
but
well, we're back.
I can find a breaking place
Okay.
probably in there to where we can include that.
And
That
we're
way-
back.
You
And
can-
we're back.
You can kind of make
For a
it
couple
where like
minutes.
we
Guess who's
Couple
never.
back?
minutes
No,
ago.
no, no.
Yeah.
Back
We watched an
again.
interesting movie last night. That old movie,
Yeah,
M. Night Shyamalan.
What's it called? Just
Old?
No, I haven't seen it. Was that his last theatrical release or whatever?
Just
Yes.
came out. Yeah.
Yeah, where
Mhm.
these people.
Let me guess. It had a twist at the end.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to know what it is
Always.
because
Oh, no, no. I don't
because he
wanna-
does his twists are usually
They're
done better than
good.
most.
Yeah,
Yeah, they really
they are
are.
good.
It's not a typical M. Night Shyamalan twist. I
Well, they
wouldn't
say sometimes he hits, sometimes he misses. Like they
But-
say
It's a
he's
good
got-
one, though.
Yeah,
I like
okay,
it.
that's cool.
These
All right.
people go on this vacation to this place, and come to find out the people who are vacation to this place have all been.
Oh, don't be. That's
not-
giving away
it's
things.
not giving away
Just basically,
anything.
these people go to a beach and something going on with magnetic fields there that makes them age rapidly.
Okay.
Like
Every 30 minutes
is like a year
Yeah.
is a year.
Okay.
or 2 years.
A year.
Yeah.
Because in,
No,
in an
'cause
hour, it's
remember,
2 years.
No, when they did that, it's like we've already aged 3 years. Are you just putting your hand on my face?
No, she said we aged 3 minutes. You put your
No,
hand on my
in 3
face.
minutes.
Yes, that's what she said.
No,
Trust me.
It wasn't.
Anyways,
Well, some
But
reason
anyways,
you get-
most people like 24 hours, you're dead.
Hmm.
Depending on how old you are.
You remember y'all watch Interstellar? That-
oh yeah, that was a good
Remember
movie.
when they
Yeah.
went down to that planet and it's like
Yes, and
yeah.
then came back.
It was like
and he's
seconds, and
like,
they come back
I've
and
been
he's an old
waiting for
man.
like 40
Ain't that
years.
crazy? That is, and that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because like I guess as far
That's
as
how
I
it is.
understand, that's the way it actually would be. Like
Yeah.
basically, it's weird.
Not everybody's on the same.
It's very
Yeah.
weird.
It's
That would
weird.
be crazy.
It was because it was
I
like
wouldn't have
because it
waited
was like
around.
seconds mattered while they were on
Yeah.
that plane. It's like we got to go.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And
that's
they could-
I
it was a very good
Interstellar is
movie.
one of my more favorite
Yeah.
movies.
I've only watched it the one time, and I never went back because it's probably one of those things. It'll probably make a lot more sense the second time through or whatever.
We've watched it twice.
It's
Yeah.
rare. I mean, sometimes it's hard for me to talk myself into watching a movie one time. So
But the sad
Back
thing
on-
was so long in between the first and second time.
basically
You
watching it
forget.
again.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I forgot half the stuff.
And
that
that
happened.
was a kind of a confusing kind of,
Oh, yeah.
or it was a real deep
It was
technical
different.
movie.
Sad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like an Inception, sort of along the same. Which I guess it was the same guy, wasn't it? Wasn't both those Christopher Nolan movies?
I think they
I
are.
think they are.
I've only
I'm
seen
pretty sure they are.
Inception one time, and I'm
Yeah.
still not sure
Yeah.
about it. Like what happened.
It wasn't interesting enough for me to go back and watch it again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so.
I'm like, yeah.
It was
Yeah.
an interesting concept,
It
but
was.
it just kind of I don't know, wasn't that great of a movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should watch Old.
Okay.
Old was
That's
pretty
good.
good,
I like
though.
them Shyamalan movies.
Plus, it's not like a rehash of anything else that's out there.
It's
like
completely
most of the stuff
different.
is.
Yeah.
So tired of remakes.
I remember,
liked
I
it.
remember the first time when watching Signs or whatever when they had
Yeah.
that footage or whatever where the
Alien
alien walked
walks
by.
by.
That was cool.
Oh yeah, everybody's
So
like,
good.
oh my God.
Yeah, that's
And
cool.
I watched.
First
you
time we
don't
got to
really-
see aliens.
Right, you don't really expect
Yeah.
him to just come out and be a little gray man, you know, whatever
yeah.
it was.
You're like, ooh.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
I hadn't seen that movie in a long
That's what
time.
everybody
either.
evolves to.
But I watched that new Mortal Kombat animated cartoon this morning.
Scorpion's Revenge.
Now they got a new one, Battle for the Rams. Just came out.
Yeah.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, it's good.
Watched
I
it this
just-
morning.
Little
So
graphic.
I watched the first 20 minutes of the last one and just took it out of my DVD player yesterday and put it back on the shelf and be like, I'll get around to it sometime.
The
Now they got
Scor-
another one.
The Scorpion one.
Yeah, yeah.
Better
Yeah.
hurry up and watch that one.
I know. I look back and I was like, I have 6 of the last 6 DC animated movies that I have not watched. I bought them and have not watched any of them.
Did you ever see those memes where they make Shaggy go Ultra Instinct?
What do you mean?
There's some kind of meme where Shaggy from Scooby Doo goes like Ultra Instinct.
What is Ultra Instinct?
Yeah,
Something
it's-
with Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, I had no
well,
Where
idea.
he's like
Yeah,
all
you
You
super
have to
powered.
talk to some
Okay.
Dragon Ball fans.
Yeah,
for
wait a
that.
minute.
And,
That's why I'm like,
Warner Brothers made it.
waiting for the rest.
Are we supposed to beat him up now?
I
don't
think so.
Warner Brothers made
I
it canon, the whole Shaggy being Ultra Instinct, because you know how when the Warner Brothers comes out, the movie, like any movie, it's WB.
Yeah.
Well, this one's got Scorpion jumping around, doing all this crazy stuff, and then out of the WB logo, Ultra Instinct Shaggy appears, and he grabs Scorpion by the throat, and he's like, "Get over
It's
here!"
like
and he
you're
pulls
speaking
him.
Greek.
He pulls him into this thing.
So
I'll pull
Ultra
it up.
Instinct is an ultimate technique that separates the consciousness from the body. So allowing it to move and fight independent
Also, it's like
of
Doctor
a martial
Strange's,
artist's
it's
thoughts.
Doctor Strange's astral form.
Yes,
That's
basically.
Which I guess he can't touch nobody though when he's doing it. Whatever.
This one can.
Oh, okay. Well, why
It
don't I
can-
just do
it
that
can do
all the
martial
time and then I
arts.
don't get hurt?
Exactly.
That's weird. That's
That
such a
was
deep
weird.
cut that, like, when somebody, like, if I was watching that movie, I'd be like, why in the
What
crap
is-
was Shaggy? What was going on with him? I would have just thought Shaggy had a ghost because they always hunt
Shaggy's
ghosts.
possessed.
Yeah. That's so stupid.
They went. I mean, that was like a meme for like a long time, and now
What you
everybody's
know about
like,
memes?
I don't. I
hate
just
that
know.
word.
Mr. No Social
I hate
Media.
that word.
But now everybody's like, they made it canon.
That's another
So
one of those.
some people think he's gonna be in the Mortal Kombat game. Shaggy, Ultra Instinct
I wouldn't be
Shaggy.
surprised.
That'd be kind of cool.
Nah, man, I guess, but you're reaching, man. Ooh, boy, you're
Hey,
reaching.
that looks cool.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Muscled up Scooby.
Yep.
But that was a good Mortal Kombat.
Okay, well,
I like
check it out. How about this? How about I buy it and put it on my shelf and just don't watch
do
it?
It's been out for a while on Blu-ray.
How? I'm on Amazon all the time, and they know what I bought in the past.
It ain't
and they
even
always
out,
try to. You sure it's not early release on like
it's
streaming
out.
service? Because that's usually what they're doing now.
No, it hadn't even made it to HBO Max yet.
We're talking about Mortal Kombat Legends Battle
Of the Realms.
for the Realms.
That's
Okay,
what we
of
watched
the
this
Realms,
morning.
yeah.
That's their Mortal Kombat Legends. I think is going to be what their animated.
Was
show's
that what
gonna
the
be called.
was the last one called Mortal Kombat Legends?
Yeah,
Scorpion's Revenge.
Scorpion's Revenge.
This is
Yeah,
Battle of the Realms.
I think that's going to be
Okay.
like their title for their.
I mean, that's neat. I like Mortal Kombat. There's a lot of story, in that kind of stuff.
Yeah, there's a
It's
bunch of
pretty good.
interesting stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
This one kind of, I guess it's almost kind of like picks up after the very first tournament.
Very first tournament, as in the very first tournament with the characters that we know. Because I mean, I think
Yeah,
was that the first tournament? Was the old game from the '90s or whatever? Was that supposedly the
I
first
think
tournament
so.
ever?
because
Because I know like the movie picks up like this is the 10th tournament.
yeah, because
Well,
ain't the first
tournaments
tournament.
are how many years? Like
Yeah.
1,000 years?
Well, they're
or-
supposed to be if you win, you get 1,000 years. I think.
Yeah.
of-
So
of-
there's been.
So
many
see, I'm
people.
mixing movie and game because like the movie, what was it? If he won 10, he could invade the realm or something like that.
if they
wasn't
won
it?
10 in a row,
Yeah.
they got to
Yeah.
invade.
And
Yeah,
this was the 10th.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that matches the video game.
because in the very first video game, you fought Goro was the main.
He was the main. No, Shang Tsung was the main bad guy. Goro was kind of like the one before him, wasn't it?
I can't
Or were
remember.
no? Maybe Shang Tsung
There's
was
so
in the
many.
game. You could play as Shang Tsung.
I know that they
I
allude
remember.
into this Mortal Kombat movie that Raiden, they had just won the tournament
Mm-hmm.
and Liu Kang beat Goro,
Okay.
and in this one, I ain't gonna spoil it for anybody, but it's pretty good.
I want to say maybe Shang Tsung was playable in the first one, and I'll tell you what. I played at Walmart and stuff like that, but I had Mortal Kombat for like the Game Boy, and I want to say that you could play Shang Tsung, and there were different D-pad inputs you put in, you'd morph into the other characters, because Shang Tsung could be anybody.
Yeah, he did that in this movie.
Yeah.
Some dude named Stryker, which I don't even know who that is.
Oh yeah, Stryker's from either 2 or 3. He's like a gun guy. He's like a cop.
Yeah.
He
Well,
has a nightstick and a gun.
he's in this,
He's kind of like a cult character. People like
and
him.
what's his name turns into him.
yeah, Shang Tsung.
That's pretty
I'll
brutal.
check it out. Like I said, I like the Mortal Kombat universe, the
Yeah.
mythology or whatever. Not Mortal Kombat mythology's that video game that they made that sucked. But remember that? Like they were
Oh, with the Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero, that was gonna be a series. Like I think who was next? Like maybe Liu Kang was next or something like that, but it sucked, so they didn't do that.
Well, I like this movie.
Cool. Well, that's
Better
the
than
first
the
I've heard.
actual movie,
Yeah.
the new movie.
Yeah,
Oh, ooh.
there was redeeming qualities about
Yeah.
that movie. All right, so let's pick about what we want to talk. We're at an hour and 24 minutes, and I know probably 10, 15, maybe 20 that'll be cut out because we started recording early. Well, what else?
What were the comics that they're turning into shows?
Hit Monkey was the one, the latest one that I remember.
Yeah, Hit Monkey is going to be an animated show.
It is, yeah, that makes sense.
I don't have.
How many episodes of that What If are out now?
6.
And okay,
I think so.
You watched
They do like 8.
Oh,
They're good.
Yeah.
I
went back. I was gonna get back into The Boy.
The Boys.
Yeah. I never finished the second season, so I went back and I knew where I had been to, and I couldn't remember. I was like, I don't know if I watched this whole episode. So I watched that episode, and turned out I'd watched that whole thing, and then I turned it off after that. So
Season 3's not out yet, is it?
It's not, no. But the figures like the Mayfix Homelander or whatever's like fixing to come out. So it was like it just had it on my mind, and I was like,
I got some Mayfix Batman in the other day.
Yeah, so
they made a bunch of them. Like for the Dark Knight trilogy, they made basically everybody, all the main characters.
I just got 2 Batmans. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's from Dark Knight.
And they even like so the Batman from the Dark Knights. I think there are 3 versions of Batman. Like they made one, and they come out with version 2, and I think the last one, they made a version 3.
So
and they like improved them a little bit.
Episodes for that instead of 8.
Of what if?
Yeah.
It's been good, but
so you're about to get 7.
No, one person I've talked to wasn't too impressed with it.
Well, like they're not consistently good.
Yeah.
Like you'll have one that you're like, oh, that's really good, and then the next one's like, man, I don't know.
So like the first one is What If Captain Carter were the first Avenger?
And until you say that to me, who cares?
I know,
exactly. The best one has been the T'Challa is Star-Lord.
Star-Lord, yeah.
I mean,
what if T'Challa became a Star-Lord?
I want the old classic ones. Like, what are the...
the zombies one was good.
Yeah, that could be cool. Like I remember the issues from the comic or whatever. Like, what if Wolverine had killed Hulk?
Yeah,
that was one of
I got
them.
that one.
Yeah, that's the Holophore. I mean, that's the Chrome.
No, I got the old one. That was an old What If.
Yeah.
Well, then there's a new one that's the opposite or whatever. What if, maybe that's What If Hulk had killed Wolverine. Because the one I'm remembering is from the 90s, and it's got a Chrome Wolverine skeleton on it. That's probably what it was. What if Hulk?
Yeah, that's probably when
Wolverine.
they brought back What If, because What If came out in 1977.
Yeah.
Then they did the What If the World Lost Its Mightiest Heroes, and that one was pretty funny. It's got a good little twist on it.
Okay.
It's pretty funny. And then you got What If Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands?
So he's bad guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Yes and no.
Have y'all seen that?
He's doing it for love.
Oh, okay, well, okay.
Because I cannot remember what his love interest name is.
The first,
but
What If Wolverine had killed Hulk came out in 1982.
Okay, so it was the reverse of the one that came out in the 90s then.
And then you got What If Zombies, and then What If Killmonger rescued Tony Stark
that one
instead of him becoming
Iron
Man.
That does sound stupid.
That one wasn't good.
There are a lot of big stories. I mean, I guess this is one of those things where we've got to tie it into the MCU kind of.
Yeah. The only reason that one was good is because you got another T'Challa. So I think that was the last one he did. But it's kind of sad though.
Yeah,
you can tell
reversed.
by listening to his voice that he's sounds like real weak and tired. And it's kind of sad.
What if the Hulk had killed the Wolverine?
Yeah.
That came out in 1993.
Yeah, that's your cardstock cover with the chrome Wolverine on the front of it.
That's some funny ones.
No. We do have the toy show coming up.
Yeah, that's a big one. Yeah, that's next weekend. I'm not sure.
This weekend. This Saturday.
Yeah, this Saturday.
Yeah.
You're not coming.
When I say next weekend, Yes, today is the first day of the week.
Saturday, September 25th.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
I don't know.
There's a lot of vendors.
We got way more vendors this year than we had last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lots of outside
vendors.
vendors.
There's probably 21 vendors, I think, right now.
We got at least 20 vendors.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fun.
Gonna have pizza.
Yeah, pizza, and then some personal pan pizzas for sale, and then another guy's gonna be doing basically grilled cheese or grilled ham and cheese plates.
Cool.
With chips and a homemade dessert. He's the one that his mom makes all those good desserts.
It's
we used
the
to sell
barbecue
the brownies.
No.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
Jeff. Yeah, and then
but the
you'll
big
have those
thing
plates
is
for $5.
Toys for Tots.
Yeah, and we're taking up Toys for Tots.
So bring toys to donate to the children, and then for every toy you bring, you'll get a ticket.
Yep.
And we're gonna be doing a giveaway I think 7
all
or 8 vendors have donated stuff so far.
Yeah.
So you should call a different. So y'all were on the news. You should call a different. If they're not interested, I would think that one of the big 4 or whatever in the area would come and shoot a short remote if you're doing Toys for Tots for one thing. It's a local toy show. I figure you could talk
You
somebody
would
into
think
showing
that,
up.
But I tried all of them for JDF. All of them. Even Decatur Daily and Moulton Advertiser. But WAFF, is that 48?
Yeah.
19. I messaged all of them. All of them seen my message because it showed up on there, and not a one of them got back.
We didn't
with
even
me.
message this
Not
news
a
channel.
one.
Dan did.
Well, you ought to get Dan back on the horn and get
I
somebody else
know.
back out here to actually
It's
cover
bad
the
that
event.
Tennessee Valley live in and not any of the local places.
I guess maybe it makes sense that they did it beforehand and the day of, but even still, I mean, like y'all, it's not the first one, and ain't gonna be the last, so it'd be like, hey, you see what we're doing, y'all come back.
So I even messaged Hartselle Inquirer or whatever it was, and they're like, "Oh, well, sorry, y'all were Trinity." Yeah, and I'm like,
well, and I
it's
could
a
see
celebrity coming.
Yeah, but I could see a local.
Well, if it had been The Rock, they all would have been out here.
Maybe,
Oh, sure, and then I'd be like, "No, you're gonna have to get."
But I could see a local newspaper being titled like, "We do not promote other small town economies." You know what I mean?
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
And a newspaper, not the news.
Not to knock Hartselle, but Hartselle.
Well, the news is like Channel 19's all Tennessee Valley.
That's what I mean.
Same with
You'd
48.
get better,
That's all
yeah,
Tennessee
you
Valley.
get a little bite there, I think, probably. So.
I agree. You're probably right with the
Decatur Daily
newspaper.
was like, I don't want to be like, my mama has put so many ads in with y'all.
You should tell
over
them
the
that.
years.
Like, and it could stop.
Oh, I did. I was
Like,
like,
it could
oh,
stop.
yeah. Hey,
Well,
my
honestly,
family owns Ponderosa.
Nobody reads the Decatur
they
Daily.
care.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't
Who
know
who
about it.
gets that
If
paper?
I wouldn't see it on the news.
Then
but I'm
they
just
make
saying
you
there's
subscribe to their online thing.
Yeah.
No.
Like you can't read anything on there without a online subscription.
And then they're going to reprint every story that's in the paper when online. Like, do you have just like an online only? I mean, I don't care, but
I mean, nobody's reading the Decatur Daily.
But back to the toy show.
But we did get
show.
2 collections based off of that
we
that
did.
television thing,
Yeah.
so that's been good.
That's good collections.
So
Good vintage stuff.
free advertising.
Yeah.
I won't complain about it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you, Dan.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're gonna try to do every toy show that we do. We're gonna be doing a different like charity type organization with each one. So, and of course the next one's gonna be based out of Hartselle.
What do you mean?
That first priority or family's first priority or something.
Oh, the next.
So that'll be the
charity.
next charity. Yeah.
Because Toys for Tots only for the fall.
Yeah.
They don't do it. They do it from October 1st
Well,
through mid-December.
But that's a good
Yeah.
time for the show that y'all are doing or whatever.
yeah.
Like y'all be one of the. I mean, that's
We're
a good
actually
jump-off
the
point.
first
That's what
place
was gonna
that I
say.
know.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, 'cause
super
they normally
early.
don't start.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
see that usually until pretty close to December.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
not right in December.
We're
And
the
then we're gonna
earliest
do,
people that are
too,
getting Toys for Tots in North Alabama.
So they've got a guy that looks like Santa Claus.
So yeah,
And we're gonna try to get with him because he already said that he would do like Santa picture type things. So we're gonna do some Saturday of like Santa pictures for family and all that, and take all the proceeds from that and donate it also.
So you could, so y'all are doing, y'all just used to tell me about that new $100 giveaway y'all are doing every this week.
Yeah, on
So
Saturdays.
maybe this next week you change, like if you donate a toy, then that's what gets you your ticket in the draw.
No, that's not a bad
Yeah,
idea.
that's not
Do
a
that
bad
for
idea.
Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
nobody will know that because I'm not sure that this will be out before the
Yeah.
show. On
You better.
Saturday. How? If I work, it might. You know what? I don't work Friday, so it might get out by mid to late.
Just don't
Friday,
even edit it.
But it's even still like, I mean, you got to put the bumper on it. You got to put the music. That don't just
gotta
happen.
cut out the
man.
bathroom break
So
part.
just don't have
Yeah.
it. Yeah, just splice out that
Well,
bathroom.
Yeah.
I was
Luckily, you
talking to
hadn't
one of
said
you during the whole
anything.
time, so I mean, probably. Whatever. We should have live streamed this, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you do
I
that.
don't know either. I just say stuff. I've heard that.
Yeah, I mean, I know
You
there's
just gotta pull it up on
Well,
your thing
she
and then
live
go
streams on
live.
Facebook all the time.
Well,
You could live stream it on Facebook.
Facebook's easy, but there's a way to do it on YouTube.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
you
I
can,
think you just go live
you can
on
go
it.
live just
Yeah.
immediately. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, but getting that feed hooked, it wouldn't be that.
Yeah,
you know, it
no,
would
we'd have
be
to go with
whatever.
like a phone
Yes.
or something.
It would have to be, either that or a camera hooked up
Yeah.
to this laptop specifically.
Sadly, we don't have a
We could do
high-powered
that sometime.
webcam.
We could do that sometime.
Yeah.
A laptop. Well,
Yeah.
a good webcam's not too
We still need to
expensive.
do the board game thing.
Yeah.
When we play a board game.
Yeah.
I think that'd
There's
go
a lot
over
of
good.
things that we could need to do.
Because then
We
you know
probably
that would
need more
be
people, though.
that would be shorter. And then
That depends
obviously
on what
when you
board
play,
game you pick.
Oh my gosh.
well, I
ain't
mean,
that the
we're not
truth?
going to play Monopoly.
God no.
Well,
You
there's a
couldn't
lot of
pay
games.
me to play Monopoly.
I name me one board game really that's short though. They don't exist.
Candyland.
Mousetrap.
A kid's game.
That's kind of thing. Yeah,
kid's
you
game.
can bust through them pretty quick. But any of these other ones, some of them, like, God, if we're only gonna play it for one episode, it'd almost be one to where, like, it'd almost be one to where we started and we continue it, because like some of these games are so complex.
Play like 20 minutes each episode.
Yeah,
till you
and
get
that's
finished.
what I mean. Like, and it would take so long to learn how to play them.
Mm-hmm.
There's like, we spent 3 weeks learning to play
We
it
start
for
with
2
some
hours.
simple ones, like I've got that
Clue.
Zathura.
Zathura, I doubt is not a simple game, is it? I don't know.
It seems
know.
simple.
I
I have
played it.
Jumanji too, so
Yeah,
I mean,
we got
I've got a
Jumanji.
lot of board games. I still think that'd be a
It would be neat.
you know.
It would probably be neat if we learned somehow to play Dungeons and Dragons
more
and had a
interactive.
dungeon master.
If we could get a TV that has a VCR on it,
Oh
we
my
got
gosh.
that VCR wrestling.
Oh yeah,
WWF
WWE or WWF.
wrestling VCR.
I need to start when we get these good
Yeah, going live when we get
start
collections.
going live and
through
going
it.
through all that and putting it on here.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've had some good ones. Like
Yeah.
we got that. I don't know if you saw it. That big wrestling hall.
I haven't seen
Yeah.
anything.
You haven't seen anything. Oh my
I
lord.
haven't
So
seen
much
So
anything.
some
vintage
dude brought
wrestlers.
in, the Hasbro wrestlers.
The little
the
short
little
cards,
short
little
ones.
short people.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got like 20 or so of those on the card.
Yeah.
I got some old
Really? I'm
LJNs
surprised-
on the
Yeah.
card.
I'm surprised those haven't moved already.
They have not moved as quick
They
as I
probably will
thought
at the
they
toy
would.
show
Yeah.
when people's looking for vintage.
But I thought you
hopefully.
got a bunch of like dedicated wrestling fans.
Yeah,
like,
but they hit
regulars,
that.
right?
These things are.
Expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them are $75, but
Yeah.
most expensive one was a Bret Hart, and it was like $400. The most expensive LJN one was $500.
Is that-
6. That
LJN
referee.
was like the 8. Yeah, it was a
It's
referee.
just a referee. No name referee.
No, but the thing is, nobody bought the referee
No.
back then. So to have one,
or you
on
might
the
have bought
card now-
one referee and then
Maybe.
you like.
And there was
was
two
like-
refs. There was a ref in a white shirt and ref in a blue shirt, and
Yeah.
the blue shirt's the one we got. And he's the more rare one to
Yeah,
get.
yeah.
They're both still expensive.
It's like an April O'Neil. Like little boys don't want an April
Yeah,
O'Neil.
no,
Like,
that's why
and
she's
if I'm
worth so
going to the
much.
store, I ain't buying the ref. I want Hulk Hogan or Macho Man.
Yes. And then the other day, we got in a bunch of vintage Star Wars.
Yeah.
I don't know much about vintage Star Wars.
Yeah.
Luckily, shout out Justin Morgan.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
And he saw our little TikTok video and was
Talked to
immediately
Justin a while.
immediately like, yo, y'all got some of the best vintage
Yeah.
Star
It's
Wars
like, y'all
figures
got
you can get
some
right
of the last 17, and we were like, "What's that?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like last 17 figures they made.
Like really limited.
Yeah.
We got a
distribution.
bunch of them. I mean, like one of them, what's that guy's name?
I don't know. He looks like a frog man.
He's like 350. Loose.
There was that one we always call fish lips, but I don't remember what his name is actually. But he actually looked like his lips do that.
That's
I
hilarious.
can't remember what his name
Yeah.
is. Maybe that's what his name was.
The
That's
dude
what
that's
we
in
call
like
him.
the pilot outfit.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he was Lando's co-pilot in Return
Oh,
of the
yeah,
Jedi.
like
Yeah.
Talking
brown
about-
or
yeah, he looks like a
something.
fish
Yeah,
I
dude.
know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
I
we
feel
always
like
got
his
him.
name starts with an N, but I can't remember.
Justin
I
Morgan
don't
called
know
this
anything
guy when he was describing. The guy looks like a slug
Yeah.
because he does.
Is
kinda
that
look-
the one that
Big old
his-
monster hands that
looks
they
like
hang
a
down the
tapeworm
ground.
kind of like his
Yeah, he's
head's
real
like-
thin,
yeah.
bodied.
Okay.
But he's a rare figure, I guess, and he's like super minty.
Are these loose?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
all loose.
yeah.
Oh, if they'd been on the
We might
card,
see him off to
we're
be
talking
graded.
thousands of
Or are
dollars.
they like
Yeah.
loose complete, like all their accessories and stuff?
Most of
Some.
them.
Yeah.
Some of them are. He's complete.
Yeah, he just comes with staff.
Yeah, I mean,
That's the good thing about those ain't like
Yeah.
GI Joes. Well, and even GI Joe, some of that way. They didn't come with a ton of accessories
Yeah.
to lose.
No.
That's good.
so a
Most
lot
of
of
them's
them
like
didn't
a
come with
blaster.
anything.
You get this figure and a gun,
Mm-hmm.
or this figure and a helmet.
Yeah.
So I know he's complete. There's a couple others that didn't come with anything,
Yeah.
but some super rare figures.
Cool.
It was a good haul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably gonna send some off to get graded.
For sure sending that slug guy
Yeah.
Mhm.
because he's in just
Why not?
great
Yeah.
shape. And they're like
Just makes him worth
$600
more.
bucks. They grade high.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So it's worth it.
I bought a bunch of stuff. Like, I don't know. Their stuff shows up at the house all the time, and by the mail and stuff like that. And
I'm ready for the gargoyle figures to get ready to shoot.
the NECA one is supposed to be out sometime fairly soon,
Yeah.
but then I guess Super 7's making Ultimates also, right?
I don't know. I hadn't seen
Or am
those.
I mistaken on that? Maybe I'm not. Maybe they don't.
I can tell you.
No. I know that they're they're planning on releasing some more of those like Goliath,
Yeah.
but they
I
haven't
was
yet.
thinking that there was two coming. I could be
might
completely
be.
wrong, but I don't know. I was thinking Super 7 had announced they were
Did
doing.
you buy the turtle box?
Which one?
The
Loot Crate?
4 Loot Crate ones.
No, I didn't.
About all 4 you can. That one finally shipped.
Did it?
So it'll probably be here this week. So I can wait and open it.
Is this the first one of the set, or is this have you gotten the other one?
I feel like it's all 4 gonna ship
maybe
at
it
one
is.
time.
Okay, I thought that they did them like month to month.
It looks like just
see, that's what I thought, but it
okay,
was like...
I'm probably wrong. I'm probably thinking of Silverhawks or something like that. God, Super 7.
I know they are doing Silverhawks.
Super 7's doing everything. They're doing Simpsons now, and they're doing SpongeBob SquarePants. Like,
really?
they're doing Ultimates of everybody.
I know they're doing the Power Rangers.
I just got an email too last week. Like all of their stuff that was supposed to be out by nearly by the end of this year has got pushed to like Q1 2022. So everybody's delayed.
Yeah, they were like
on everything.
Want to let you know that due to unforeseen circumstances, we blame Shredder, and the ship date for TMNT crate number 1 has been delayed.
Oh yeah.
So it should be coming
You probably
out.
just got. They're calling that Gargoyle's Ultimate Goliath figure, but
maybe that's all it was.
But it's made by NECA. Like when you get on Big Bad Toy Store.
The reason I say that is I could have, like well, maybe that doesn't make sense. So like NECA usually makes the stuff like our toys look like the cartoons did, you know, and then Super 7 is our toys look like what the classic toys look like, you know. But then there also is a crossover on that too because Super 7's Ninja Turtles are updates of the classic toys, but then Silverhawks is our animation based our toys or whatever. So it's like they go back and forth, whatever. But usually it had been, or like the Ninja Turtles, I guess is the best example. The NECA Ninja Turtles are based on the cartoon. The Super 7 Ninja Turtles are based on the toys.
I wonder why he comes with a pepper.
Let me fix mine.
A pepper?
Who does?
Yeah.
Who are we talking about?
Goliath.
I'll guarantee you there was one episode that for some reason
I've
he needed to
seen
eat a
it
pepper.
all, and I don't remember him having a pepper.
Look up Gargoyle's pepper episode, and I bet you'll find it pretty fast.
See, so like the shipping on that confuses me though, because it says items in this shipment: TMNT limited edition crates, series 2, complete set of 4 plus bonus figure.
Sounds like
so
they're
shipping
all
off 4 at once.
Sorry.
That's all right. We need background as long as it's not more than 29 seconds. We get dinged, don't we?
Yeah. But yeah, so.
Oh yeah, we can't show much of this now. Don't cover it up until it gets to where you want it, because
don't let it.
The algorithm, ding you, man.
He ate a jalapeno.
There you go. That's all it takes.
And he goes, jalapeno.
No, I'm sure that's
the sun
YouTube
coming
that's done
up
that.
And it gets froze.
Yeah.
So that's why he got help.
I
don't remember that episode.
That's the way they are. That they will any key episode or whatever, or one little thing that they can pick out, that'll be an accessory that the dude gives.
And then
funny,
also
though,
too,
they do that.
Yeah.
Like
gotta fix just my ears.
Shipment information Friday, September the 10th. So this is what now the 19th. So they created the FedEx label on September 10th, and it still hasn't done anything.
They created the label.
Yeah.
They probably don't even have it in their warehouse, or they have it in their warehouse, and you're so far down the list that you just haven't got it.
I mean, sometimes I create labels on eBay
You
just
have
so
to,
it'll get off my back.
Yeah, it says you got to ship it by this
That's
day.
been 9
Like,
days,
no,
though.
I've got to print the label by that day.
Yeah. Gotcha, sucker.
That's right.
I do that a lot.
I have to. Sometimes you get behind, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Right now we're behind on, but it's not toy related. Renee's been selling those leftover Thrive stuff that we had, like the milkshakes
and all that.
You're not thriving no more.
No.
She was on it. You just said something. Hour and 42.
I said that shoot was a joke.
I bet you did.
Well, you know,
Steph's
the
joke.
protein drinks aren't that bad, but they're just
All protein drinks are protein drinks.
for the money.
They're all the same
I mean, I can buy a
thing.
huge thing of
I
protein
could buy like
powder,
a 3-month supply.
Yeah.
and it'd be way, way, way,
I used to
way,
get on
way
eBay
cheaper.
and I would find Optimum Nutrition, the protein that I wanted.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's somebody buys extra or what, but you can find it like half price.
Well,
Yeah.
a lot of times the stuff on eBay it's stuff that's getting near
the
expiration date,
Yeah,
and so
that's
they just
true.
go ahead and get rid of it.
Yeah.
And it's still
But
good.
yeah,
It's going to be good past that expiration
They
date, too, I hate
charge.
to tell you.
Oh yeah. Those are just best if you
Yeah,
buy.
and I don't care about that. I'll eat a
Yeah.
hamburger off the counter from yesterday.
Exactly.
It don't matter to me.
Immunity.
Yeah.
But it's just that Thrive's too expensive.
So
Like,
they try to charge $40 for a 16.
You better watch it now. We're going. This is broadcasting.
I know, that's why I'm
the
like,
Thrive
eh.
Army will come after you.
I
Oh,
don't
I
care.
know.
Let them
So,
come. I'm
but
just trying to
anyways,
save people
yeah.
money.
Yeah.
You can get protein powder from Walmart that has the exact same stuff in it
Yeah.
for a fraction of the price.
If there's actually truth in reporting in what the ingredients are, protein's protein.
It is.
It is. It
Either
is.
you got an egg-based protein or you got a
Whey.
casein.
Casein. And
Yeah, I
whey.
mean,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
protein.
Basically, we just been weighing everything, counting calories and all that. So
We both lost a
Been
lot.
working good. Yeah.
I think I probably lost some because I'm telling you, man, there was that week. I don't think I ate much of anything.
Yeah.
There were days where I didn't eat anything.
I know
Oh,
I've lost
blame
over 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've lost a little over 10 pounds in a
So
month.
we're both at like 10.
Oh, God. Just fell off the table.
I saw it going.
I
Yeah.
saw this going, but I didn't see that going.
And I saw you looking at it all funny, but I didn't think it was about to.
I was gonna let it ride to the table. I didn't realize it was
How's
falling
yours?
out.
You're still hooked on there,
mine-
I
too?
think it's one
Mine's
of those
good.
that after time of it being pinched
Probably.
so tight, it just slides. It's sliding off
Mine's
the
good.
tablecloth.
That's a
It
good
could have
blooper.
been, too, with us moving the table, it vibrating.
Pretty funny.
Oh, yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. Ghost. That's like ghost.
We're getting near the spooky season.
Yeah. All them spirits coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that, we
You
are
talking about
still
going to
doing
I
our.
thought you were talking about going to the graveyard.
We still need to do all that too.
With your witching
But
sticks.
we will. Oh yeah, I'm ready to use my sticks, man.
What's that? The child's playground? What's that place called?
Dead children's playground.
That's where we should go.
Yeah. But you got to watch it though, because I think cops patrol it at night. Don't let people in at night. So you
Makes
got
it even
to
funner.
sneak. I know,
But
right?
you got to be on
Yeah,
alert.
you got to hit the
Yeah, I know,
actually,
right?
You know what would be funny to go do?
dress up like ninjas and go to
No,
it.
I was
Dress
gonna
up as
say
ghosts,
get
dead
my
kids.
GoPro and everything, and we go roll yards.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, but then people be
usually-
like, "Man, y'all got rolled." Then a week later, they'll say, "Oh, what's this?"
That's my house.
Oh,
Most
yeah.
of the time, it needs to be personal on yard rolling.
No,
Somebody-
that way nobody
Random.
figure it
Rando?
out.
Really?
Yeah.
You get
It's
shot
like committing murders.
I know. But
Just
you get
pick
killed.
some.
random.
That's what we used to do. We just pick
Yeah,
random. Now,
Really?
we would roll somebody's house that we were
Yeah.
like,
Then you'd be like,
Yeah.
"That house got a lot of trees.
you just pick
Yeah.
yeah, that house looks good.
It's about to rain.
I
It's
guess,
gonna be
I guess
real
that's
dewy."
probably the original yard rolling was just picking out some rando. Golly, man,
Then
today,
you're like,
you get
"I don't
shot
like
today.
that person."
Makes it
You
fun.
could roll their
Yeah.
yard.
It's
Yeah.
definitely exciting. That is an adrenaline rush.
Oh, yeah.
It is,
Yeah.
especially when you do get caught. And they try to chase you.
No,
Yeah.
that's scary.
Yeah.
And they
You're
call the
like,
cops.
I'm gonna have to go
You
back
gotta
and
run
clean
from
up
the
toilet
cops.
paper.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't never been like,
Just go hide in the ditch.
apprehended.
They left me. I'm hiding in the ditch.
Yeah, y'all made it, and I'm stuck
Yeah,
behind.
yeah.
I've had that
Y'all
where
coming
we've
back
got
to get me?
heavily separated,
Yeah.
and you have to be hiding out and call somebody.
I'm
"You
over
gotta
on
come pick
this
me
street.
up."
Come
Yeah.
get me.
Yeah.
That was good
Well,
times.
good-hearted yard rolling as a child was definitely fun.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely got a lot of good memories
You ever
of that.
fork
Yeah, me
yards
too.
too, where you get all them plastic forks and stick them all on the
I
yards
never did
everywhere?
that.
We did that.
Yeah, we were just either
Vaseline under the car door.
what do they call it when you knock on the
Golly.
door and you run, you hide in the bush?
Ding dong ditch.
Ding dong ditch.
Yeah, we would do that
Yeah.
a lot, and rolling yards.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
We would roll like the bushes around the house. Get
It
all the
is.
shrubs
No, it
and
is
bushes.
when you know that there's somebody's not going to kill you. It is fun hearing them come out on the porch hollering while they know something's going on.
Yeah.
You know, y'all better get on out of here now.
They don't know where you are.
We rolled.
I'm call the cops.
Yeah.
He was the vice principal,
Yeah.
and he came outside, and he took off running and chasing that. I didn't even think the man could run.
Yeah.
You
He
know?
saves it
What
for
they gonna
Halloween.
do?
And he's running and hollering, "I called the cops!" And he's
Oh,
running
that's
and
good.
chasing you down.
Cops are probably like, "That's not a crime, sir."
Yeah.
Well, it is
It's
a crime.
littering.
Yeah,
It's
I guess-
vandalism.
Yeah, it's vandalism part. If you want to go to the letter of the law, but nobody
Yeah,
does.
but-
Yeah, I mean, most if you get caught,
You ever
clean
put
it up.
Yeah.
instant mashed potatoes in the yard when you know it's gonna rain the next day?
Never done that.
Yeah.
Never even heard of that.
Yeah.
What does that even do? You just get a yard full of potatoes.
Yeah, and it's just like nasty muck junk and ants and all kind
Yeah.
of crap comes in.
Yeah.
your
I
yard.
have.
Yeah,
We
but-
have. I'm pretty sure we did some eggs. Like hid some eggs around underneath the porch and stuff like
Ew.
that. And,
So they stink.
yeah. That's
Just get
probably
the
across
what
the
is it
line.
that they make? The rotten
Stink
egg
bombs?
The egg
bomb?
stink bombs.
stink
Yeah, but
bombs,
an egg
yeah.
will last longer than that.
Yeah, and they won't know. It just be one day come home, but
Oh my god, it stinks out
Something
here. What is
dead.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never done that. Put it in their car, in their hood.
Yeah.
oh, you don't want to
Stick
do
a
that.
banana
Mess
up the
with car.
tailpipe.
I don't want to ruin anybody's car.
Yeah,
That's like,
and then we'll burn your house to the ground.
Yeah.
I just want to
Joke's on you.
get
Yeah.
the
Did you see
stink
the
in
look on
car.
that dog's eyes when I shot it?
That's violent. I don't want to go that far.
Yeah.
Never
Well,
done that.
it's like, boy, that night turned a corner. What are we gonna do with all this toilet paper we got left? Because we took those guys hostage. Remember, we didn't roll their yard.
You ever watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yeah, I've seen so. Yeah.
I wasn't watching it.
Episode we watched
That's
the other
funny.
day.
Oh my gosh.
Man, that little guy is hilarious.
They went to say
Danny
something.
DeVito or Charlie Day?
Charlie Day.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito's funny too, but Charlie, man, that group as a group is
They're
hilarious.
Charlie, you can't read.
It's so funny.
But that happened on an episode we watched the other day. They went to just go say something to some guy, and then they show back up. Charlie's like, I don't know what happened, and he's in the trunk. They kidnapped him.
He wrote a bad review about their bar.
Yeah. It was like,
I just blacked out.
That's good.
I love that show.
You seen that episode where Danny DeVito somehow gets, there's that playground thing that's like the
Yeah,
spiral.
and
He's stuck in
How
his
did he get in?
underwear.
Yeah, how'd you get in there?
And they keep coming to him for advice to get him out.
And he's got a gun. Like Danny, like go
He's
get
always
Danny.
got a gun.
Yeah, it's like he's
Yeah.
always got a gun. Yeah, that's funny.
We're
always
in
whip his
like
gun
season
out.
6. We started from season 1.
Really watched them
There's
all.
18 seasons.
So I haven't seen that much
Was
of it,
it
but
the
every time I watch
O'Poyles?
it is funny.
Yeah.
The O'Poyles, those brothers, that family. It's always
Yeah.
in like
Uh,
sleepwear,
No.
Like a
bathrobes,
robe.
and
bathrobe.
whitey
They
tighties.
got that weird sister.
McPoyles.
It's a funny show.
It is funny.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Pretty good.
It comes on when we go stay at Renee's Papa's, and I was like, I'm going to start this from the beginning.
Yeah.
It comes. It's y'all not streaming it.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
streaming it now.
No, so it can come.
But
on
it
anywhere
comes
you
on
are.
like TBS.
Well, it comes
at
when we're at
like,
his house. There's
Oh,
no
I
at
got-
like 10
I
or
see, that's what
10:30
got
at
you
night.
interested.
Yeah.
Okay, I was
So
like,
we'll
well,
watch
if
it 'cause
you're
there's-
streaming it,
It comes
comes
on late at
anywhere you
night,
want it.
yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
we're
it's
like,
on like
I
10,
can watch this
10:30.
show.
Yeah.
But back to October,
Okay.
we'll be doing the trunk or treat at the store.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're going to do a trunk or treat at the store,
a
the costume contest, and down here in the room, we're going to put on like a vendor craft show also. So I have people set up, selling goods and advertising their business and stuff down here too.
That's
so
cool.
tying it all into one.
Yeah, lots of stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Come buy in your costume. Maybe you can win.
One lady's going to have baked
Some
goods.
store credit.
I'm gonna have
Could
to
do
come
that.
get
Could
that.
do that.
We'd have an adults category and a kids category.
We
And
do.
a dog.
When you
Well,
say-
no, pet.
Pet.
I mean, people will bring.
Yeah,
Tattoo Man brought their ferret, so I mean,
Yeah.
it's pet.
Most people are bringing a dog.
Yeah.
A dog won it last year.
Yeah. It was just a dog and a ferret.
I should bring. Well, I can't enter my own dog in it.
I mean, you could. It's not us. It's Facebook votes.
See?
I
It
could
ain't
bring
us picking,
Katana
remember?
and dress her up as Katana.
Yeah.
You ain't seen the new dog, have you?
Yeah.
You ain't seen her lately.
No, it's been a little while. It's been a month.
She's big.
She like
Yeah.
this tall.
Really?
She like this
Yeah.
tall.
She
can
gotten bigger than y'all
she can
expected her to
stand up
get?
and put
Well,
her paws
she's-
almost on the counter, and I'm like,
She's pretty tall.
I kind of
She's a-
thought that she would not grow a ton more than she was. I didn't.
She's-
how big
well,
she'd
she's not even like 15 pounds. She's only like 15 pounds.
Okay.
So
But
she's
just
still
so
little.
tall.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she's got
She
a
weigh like-
massive paws.
How are they
She
getting
does.
along?
Oh, they're best friends.
Really?
They
Oh,
are.
Yeah.
They are best friends.
They are
good.
best buds.
That's good.
Yeah.
Constantly going.
Yeah. Biting. They do the mouth bites where they bite at each other's mouth like that.
Yeah.
They're crazy when they play.
Yeah.
That dog is rambunctious.
She is. She will. She's learned to jump up on the couch now, and so she will take off running. She gets excited and
Oh,
she'll
man.
run. She'll
When they
jump
do
up
their
on the
fan
couch.
circles or whatever they call them.
She'll jump up on the couch, try to jump up on the back of the couch, and then leap off of that across to her dog bed, and then jump on the ottoman, and then just
Do it all over again.
Keep
I
going,
saw
keep
some
going.
article about that, like what causes that in dogs or whatever. It's got to just be like a build up.
kind of like the zoomies and stuff, and they're just
That's
like,
what it is, zoomies. Yeah.
I got energy. I
Every
got
dog
energy
I've
built
ever
up.
had did that.
Yes.
We had an English bulldog. He looked so stupid when he would do it because they got the short little legs. Like, he was so dumb looking when he did it. But then we had
She's
a full grown golden retriever in the house,
Yeah.
and he would still get them.
Yeah.
Man,
She's
golly.
pretty. She don't seem the most intelligent dog
She
yet.
Yeah.
chases her tail a lot.
Yeah.
She's got a lot of
She's
like.
got some growing to do. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Uh,
I'll be glad she's not puppy no more.
Yes.
Because
yes.
man, and she's always right under your feet.
Mm-hmm.
She gets stepped on at least like once a week.
Yeah, and she's very bitey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
that's
you
because
can't
she's still
really. That's
puppy.
a
She's
puppy. You
teething.
can't really
Yeah.
pet her
Yeah.
a whole
She
lot.
just wants to get.
She just
bit
wants to
you.
go.
Yeah. Well, that's
I mean,
I guess most puppies I've had done it. Yeah.
See,
Yeah, I
like-
mean,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what this is from on me, from her.
she's like,
She's crazy.
it's like
Yeah, they'll do
stitches.
They'll do it. Dog was crazy.
She
But I'm
is.
just glad that it has been good for the older dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for
That is good.
Lola.
Yeah. She's not depressed no more. And I've never seen her play until now.
Yeah.
So she's burning. She was lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She needed to move.
Well, she might
She
get some a
did.
longer life out of that.
Oh,
She
she
just
probably
very
will.
might because
Yeah.
I mean she was very lethargic. She didn't do anything.
Mm-mm.
Sat on the couch all day.
She's asleep.
Yeah.
Not on the couch. She'd be under the bed, under the covers in the bed all day.
Not no more.
Yeah.
No.
Well, that's what it takes.
Can't get in the bedroom now.
Jealous of the youth of the other one, I guess.
It's definitely been good for her.
For halftime, she just wants left alone. She sit up on the back of the couch, try to get away from her.
Yeah, there's no escape from her now. She knew before the little one couldn't jump on the couch.
Our cats was that way. She had places she could get. Now that other cat, I think that other cat's kind of the young.
Oh,
cat's
the one
kind of the
that
boss now.
Almost had a near-death experience.
One did have a death experience. We got 2 kittens. We had an old cat, and then we got 2 kittens, and one of the kittens did have a death experience.
Oh yeah, I remember
Is that the one that you're?
Yeah, sit down.
Yeah.
I thought it ended up
but
making it.
But no. That cat's in a hole in the backyard. The other cat at the time or whatever is grown now, and it's kind of running the place. Like that white one gets out of its way.
Yeah.
I mean, the white one will come around. The white one loved me. It still does, I guess. But it would come around, lay on my chest, and want to be scrap petted and all that stuff, whatever. And she still does.
Yeah.
But when the new cat comes into the room, she's like, "Okay, I guess I'm done."
I'm
she
out.
Goes, yeah. And then the other one comes up there.
See ya.
Yeah.
Deuces.
That's funny.
Y'all got anything else?
Yeah.
I'm sure. I know there's a ton,
Peter
but
Griffin.
but to be concise, maybe.
Let's see.
I can't think.
Let me refer to the book.
I mean, I can get on any kind of rant
Well, I know
yeah,
that,
yeah.
but we're at 2
And
hours.
tangent.
So
yeah.
but I think that's the
I
gist
got to
of it.
work tomorrow. So.
Yeah.
So do I.
That's about it.
Where?
At the store.
Y'all gonna be up here all day tomorrow working? Or you
Yeah.
gonna?
Got a lot to do.
Till we go to Papa's.
Yeah. Trying to get all my vintage stuff cleaned and priced and ready to go out for the toy show.
Ooh.
Since that's what
We
does
got
the
some
best.
cool Spawn figures in.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Loose or card?
They're no, yeah, I got some carded ones
Yeah,
too.
yeah. The
Yeah.
Carter one's real cool. He's like black. He got like a big old cape and stuff.
He's
real cool.
the Redeemer spawn.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the Redeemer is a character.
Yeah.
Well, you know, he
Blue and gold.
No, this
No,
guy's
he's
blue and
black.
gold. It just
Well,
says
so maybe Spawn was the Redeemer at some point. Like there is one of his, like it's kind of like Heaven's response to Spawn.
Mm-hmm.
Like they grant the powers of the Redeemer on somebody. He's typically a blue guy with like a gold cross helmet.
No, this
But
guy
I'm
looks
guessing-
like Spawn, but
I'm
more
sure they
like angelic.
Black and
I'm sure they
silver?
probably gave Spawn Redeemer's powers at some point in the
Yeah.
comics. That's
Looks
probably-
cool.
What's those
Yeah.
2 big ones we got in the box?
2 big ones are like Spawn Dark Ages,
With the
and they're these
horses?
like dudes on 2 horses.
Yeah.
They're
real
not
cool.
Spawn like guys.
You have to see them before you leave.
Yeah.
They're cool.
Cool.
But yeah, they got that was from the radio or the
Yeah.
TV thing.
Yeah,
Those
from
people brought
TV
that in.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's gonna bring some more stuff too.
Yep.
I did. So McFarlane started making Spawn figures again.
I know the
Yeah.
Gunslinger one's out.
Yeah, so I got my Gunslinger one,
Ooh.
and man, he must be pretty rare because like I pre-ordered on Target. He's Target exclusive, and
And then
they
exclusives.
I hate it. And Gunslinger's
Everybody
like,
does.
why him? Maybe it's timed exclusive. I don't know.
I
But
need
anyhow,
a comic to go with it.
yeah. Well, and so you can't find him anywhere. I only got one because that's all they would let you pre-order. I would have got 2 at the time if they'd have done it. But anyways, the first wave of the normal figures came out too. So it was Raven, Spawn, Redeemer, the big deluxe figures of Violator and the Clown. I got all those. They're pretty
They
good.
look good.
Yeah, they look pretty good.
I thought that Gunslinger Spawn would have been the one that I would
It
want.
does look neat. Yeah.
I
And
wish
luckily
they
the
would
one
have done the hat though, like the hat in the comics.
Oh,
Yeah.
They shortened it down. I noticed on the figure.
No, I think it's the same height. It's just in the comics. It's kind of like
it's
know,
real
fluty.
skinny.
right, and
Yeah.
this
And real
is more
tall.
like a tall regular hat.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the sorting hat in Harry Potter.
You lost me, nerd.
I had a sorting hat when Justin came down. He bought it.
Did he?
Yeah.
I was wondering where that went.
Justin got. You know he loves that Harry Potter.
Well, that's a cool hat.
It was cool. I like the sorting hat.
Yeah.
Don't really like Harry Potter so much.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I like Harry Potter.
It's okay, but it ain't like.
You better watch. We just probably just lost 5 subscribers
That's
because
a
of
good
that.
point. Whatever.
Probably just.
I like all the other stuff they like though. Lord of the Rings, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just don't like Harry Potter that
I'm
much.
not saying I wouldn't like it if I.
like
I just ain't never give it the time of day. I might like it.
I like,
Most of that crap that's like a long series of stuff I end up liking, but
What's that? What's the show? That we've been watching. I know it's the
Sesame
Oregon
Street.
Trail, but what's the other part?
I heard they're
can't-
doing P next week.
Oh
I
man.
can't think of what it's called.
I know, me either. But Daniel Radcliffe's in a new. Well, I mean, it's not new. It's on the 3rd season.
Is that show where he's got horns?
No,
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
gosh.
That movie where he's turned into
Was it a
devil.
movie? I
Yeah,
thought
he's
it was
turned
a
into a
show.
devil.
I saw some horror movie he was in or whatever.
Miracle Workers.
Miracle Workers.
So it's called Miracle Workers, and
That's
they're
pretty good.
doing one called Oregon Trail right now. They just finished it up. But they do. It's kind of like American Horror Story, how they like pick a story and they just do a series on that story.
Yeah,
That's what
Same
they do.
characters.
And it's hilarious. Yeah, same characters just playing different, or same actors playing different characters in it.
Yeah, that's cool.
They're pretty
I
good.
know the horror movie you're talking about. That was like not.
He was
long
like in a house or something. Like
that was like not
long after Harry Potter. It was like the
that was
first
his
thing
first
he did.
thing
Yeah,
after
I
Harry
think you're
Potter.
right.
Yeah.
I
After that,
remember what it's called. I liked it all right. The best I remember.
they don't have to do a thing in the rest of his life.
Yeah, well, none of them do.
Yeah,
that
they
Emma
don't.
Watson can do her activism or whatever for the rest of her life.
Yeah,
and,
they're all set.
Yeah.
Still
Which is
making
good for
bank.
that Grant dude or whatever, because he.
Who?
The little redheaded kid. Like,
Oh, Ron Weasley.
Ain't nobody
Rupert
gonna put him
Grant.
in nothing.
Yeah, he ain't done nothing. Well, if he's done something, I don't know of anything that he's done. Nothing of any major significance.
Yeah.
Which neither is Daniel Radcliffe. He's done a bunch of stuff, but
Well,
ain't,
you know that Emma Watson ain't in a ton of stuff. I don't think, is she?
it don't. None of it's good.
Yeah.
Hardly nothing that he's
done
done
that,
has
The
been
Woman
good.
in Black.
That was it. That was the name
Yeah.
of it.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Most of his movies that he's done since Harry Potter, just you can tell that he's just doing things that appeal to him creatively.
Yeah, and I'm not saying
Why
he's.
not?
I don't know if he's a good actor or a bad actor. He got picked because he looked like Harry Potter when he was a kid. So when whatever he
They were
developed
so
into after
young.
that, you know, but he got picked because of what he looked
He's
like.
not a bad actor per se,
guess
but
so. I
he
don't
ain't
know.
done anything like
Yeah.
noteworthy since
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And neither is that other chick, really. Yeah, you're right.
No.
Beauty and the Beast, biggest thing
Hermione
she's done.
Granger.
Oh, yeah, she wasn't that, wasn't she?
Yeah.
She is a pretty girl.
She was Bella or whatever.
Yeah.
Belle.
Whatever. I don't like.
Come
Beauty
on
and the
now, it's
Beast.
Disney. Don't be saying that I'm like,
Y'all just
we're
went
not
to-
gonna have any subscribers on this.
Hey, we all
over.
don't like the same things.
Yeah.
I know. Most dudes
Half
don't
the
like
people
Disney
don't
stuff.
like Power
so.
Rangers. I'm not hating on people that don't like Power Rangers.
It ain't my thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
it
saying. We,
ain't my
hey,
thing
different
either.
strokes for different folks.
Yeah, that's
Yep,
right.
yep.
Yeah.
Different strokes. Different strokes to the
Let's
world.
hear it. Come on.
Right, Dave Chappelle broke out that. Remember that at the end of that episode?
I don't.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wasn't that when he
hey,
had
I
the
made
Roots-
a,
Wasn't that when he
uh,
had the Roots drummer with him or whatever, and they were in that barbershop and he broke out in different strokes?
Yes.
I did make. So, one of Dan's friends has a 3D printer.
Yeah.
There's obviously two types of 3D printers. There's a resin 3D printer, and it don't leave
There's
those.
a
The
filament.
lines on it.
It don't leave the
smoother,
lines.
right?
He made a bunch of like weapons for the classifieds.
Yeah.
They look like weapons that you would get out of the
Yeah, because
package.
the classified weapons. So.
And it's quicker. And I was like, "Can you make like a real action figure?" He's like, "You can make anything with that. You just got to put it in 3D model."
Yeah.
I was like, "Man, I should
With
buy
moving joints.
one."
Well,
You
long
can make
as-
it just like an
you
action.
just have to. You wouldn't. It wouldn't print as one. You'd be printing individual
Yeah,
pieces.
yeah.
But you
Yeah.
piece it
Hooking 'em
together. Yeah, you
together.
put moving joints. You can make it, and it looks
There's
like.
our Chappelle show.
That's what I said. I was like,
Mhm.
hypothetically, could you make a Dave Chappelle? And he was like, "Well, I just put it in the 3D model thing." He's
Yeah,
like,
you,
"Yeah."
like get a image of him standing. And then one where he's like standing there for like a video game or something in one of the episodes.
I don't know. To get a real high quality or whatever, you need that 3D scan, which I don't know if he's
Yeah.
done or not. Now a sculptor could fake, like I sculpt the head, then that's what we scanned or whatever. You know, you could make it work.
Well, sure, there's got to be enough images of Dave Chappelle where you could compile them to make a 3D.
Yeah, but working
Dave
in a
Chappelle.
3D environment
Yeah.
it can be difficult. Like, and especially with, like I've done a lot of stuff with like orthographic 3D stuff or whatever, but getting into like you're getting into like meshes and stuff to make complex faces that I don't know.
Yeah, so those people that go to the cons that they've got that 3D scanner that they can make a figure of you. It don't bend though or nothing. I don't think.
Well,
Just
and
whatever
it's simpler
pose
to do
you're
that.
in.
Right,
It's that,
exactly.
Yeah.
Like that's one print,
Yeah.
but if I got to put a joint in there, that's
Yeah.
They're just
however
trying
many
to,
pieces
you know,
yeah.
bump them out
You-
quickly, make as
Yeah.
much
Or I
profit
could
as
do
they
it while
can.
you're
Yeah.
standing, while
Simple.
you're here.
You're a statue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna make a figure on your own and do it low print run, those resin ones would be the
Yeah.
way to go. Because those
Mhm.
little guns that he made look just like a gun that would come out of the package. You know.
Well, maybe we need to get one of those. Then.
I was thinking, I was like, man, I'd like to have one of those.
Yeah.
They're quicker, he said.
It's a business expense.
You could just you could just get into making it gun
Even if I just
accessory
made
packs.
accessories,
That's
that's
what,
what I
I'm talking
told.
about. You
and
make
I asked him,
Blood
3 3/4
splatters
inch
and
scale,
stuff.
and then I make.
I asked him,
6
I
inch
was
scale.
like, how much does it cost to make that? And he had a bag, you know, Ziploc bag with probably, a bunch of guns and knives and stuff in it. He's like, that's probably like less than $1. I was thinking, I could definitely make money with
Yeah.
those.
And especially if you got off and got a copy of the official stuff, like this is Destro version 1's weapons.
Yeah.
Here's
Here's Bopa's blaster.
Here's a reproduction of it if you want it to go. If you got the figure and you can't find the real deal, nobody's
Yeah.
gonna know the difference. Not that I'm saying sell it as a counterfeit, but like if you want it for
Yeah,
your collection,
classified
People
as a
sell the
repro. Yeah, they
repros
sell them
all
all
the
the
time.
time.
Yeah.
that's what I
Yeah.
mean.
But he was just making better accessories to put with the
Yeah.
The
classified
classified
figure.
weapons
Well,
are
I
like, oh, it's a
mean-
space gun. Like they don't get just guns.
Yeah.
You know, it's
And
all
these are like
stupid.
legit.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like real guns.
So I bought. There's a company. I guess it's maybe it's Bandai that makes them. Whoever it is, it doesn't matter. It's called Little Armory, and they make scale model kits, like 1/12 scale model kits of real world guns, and so like I've got a box that's this big full of those. Like every gun that's ever been out that I like or whatever, they've about made a model of it, and I've got all those. Where you have to put them together and paint them and stuff, and I never done that. I probably never will. But I just I just collected the models.
Yeah.
I thought.
Well, the good thing with these, they all come out black.
Yeah.
Like most guns.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to paint some silver and all that, but I mean, most people find just a black
If you wanted
gun.
to run them silver, then I ran them out of silver crap instead of black.
Exactly.
You know, you could.
Yep.
But you could make.
You ain't got to be real. It don't take much to do the whole gamut of guns. You know.
No.
Well, that's because too. Like I was looking into we got one of the R2s that holds a lightsaber in its head, and I was looking at those on eBay, and those are like the cheapest one I found was like $11 for, and it's just a little.
I paid
little stick.
One of those Beast Wars figures I bought from you. It was Tarantulas. He was missing one of his legs, which is a missile or whatever. I paid $16 for that little leg on eBay just to complete the figure.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
I should have brought my figure over here to show it off.
That Lady J that you got.
Yeah. I got it.
We do have it over there, but yours has a little bit more accessories than everybody else.
Yeah, mine's
does.
different from everybody else.
Did you get a different one, or is it the one I?
It's the same figure. His just has more accessories.
Like the one they gave to me personally,
different.
it comes with more accessories.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I got like some extra gun holsters, and I think an extra gun. They did a really good job. It looks good.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Renee's next.
Yeah.
But I guess that's a good stopping
Yeah,
point.
probably enough. We'll see.
So there may be an extra one at the toy show, or two.
I don't know how many extras they have.
He said there wasn't very many. I gotta remember to get Kevin's too.
Okay, yeah, definitely gotta get Kevin. He said
'Cause
something
he already
about
paid.
He
Yeah.
said something about it at the wedding.
Yeah. So
And I'll autograph it for you.
Oh my
Yeah.
God!
And
Or
it's-
if you want it to be worth anything, he won't.
it's got. They also made exclusive holofoil stickers to go on them too.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
For the
Let's
toy
say
show.
Southeast Toy Show. Fall,
Make it
show.
making up
Yeah.
the bios for custom action figures will be that'd probably be pretty good.
Yeah.
Make them give you any kind of backstory we want.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good.
Ninja assassin.
Well, I probably wouldn't lean in that
Raised
direction.
by wolves.
Yeah.
What's my? I'm a that's a hard word.
Acquisition.
Acquisition specialist.
Yeah, because they always had to give. Because like it wouldn't even say their name except
Yeah,
like down
code
here.
name.
Yeah.
So like if I was a
yeah,
GI Joe, I'm the guy that's buying all the stuff for all the GI Joes. I'm
okay.
getting the guns,
Okay.
the helicopters.
Okay.
I'm acquiring all
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of like the counter Destro, except I guess Cobra was just buying from Destro here.
I'm Joe's version of that.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm the arms dealer.
No, yeah. But you're that's so maybe they misnamed you. You're not the guy acquiring specialist. You're the guy selling to the guy acquiring. Like, I would be the
acquire and
acquisition.
sell.
Yeah, I would be the acquisitions guy. You're selling. You're the Destro that's selling it. You're the dealer basically.
What was the lady called in Falcon Winter Soldier?
The power
Power
broker.
broker?
Yeah. Power broker.
The power broker. You get all the stuff. You run things.
Yeah.
sell
Well, they went with
things.
that since
Yeah. I
Did
understand.
you see that
Yeah.
after the credit scene in Black Widow where that Contessa or whatever shows up?
at the to recruit her.
So
Oh, she's
I'm
already
guessing that's
recruited.
gonna mean she's in the Hawkeye show.
Probably.
That new Black Widow's gonna be in the Hawkeye
She's
show.
not.
I'm sure.
They hadn't showed her.
She's got to be though, because they show
Oh, I'm
that was the
sure.
whole point of the after credit scene is like she shows her a picture of Hawkeye and says,
Yes.
"You want to go get like he's kind of a hottie and you want to go get him or something like that." So she's got to be in it.
I
Oh,
know
sure.
that
The
Echo
Hawkeye.
is confirmed to be in it.
I like that Florence Pugh chick.
I thought she did great.
Like if they just
Yeah.
roll her in and she's the next Black Widow,
She
then
is.
fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
After the scrap with Scarlett Johansson,
yeah.
Disney- Disney's
she ain't
cut-
coming back.
Oh,
Disney's
yeah.
cut all ties with her. If there was any
Well, I mean, she
plans
was-
to
yeah,
bring her
right.
back,
Well,
that ship
According to
sailed.
I like
them,
that
they're
girl
having
better.
trouble finding
too.
directors to do any of the stuff with Disney right now too because of that.
Because of their releasing stuff, streaming or
Yeah,
what?
well, no, because of the Scarlett Johansson stuff and the lawsuits and all that. So Disney's having trouble getting directors to come on with their new projects that they're getting.
I look
How
at
do
it.
we doing?
out of fear of litigation or what?
I have no
No,
idea.
to take her side.
Oh, is
that
that
she
what it
deserves.
is?
That's what I get from the articles I've read.
And if she's got a contract that
I
says
don't
she's
know.
supposed to get it and they screwed her, absolutely, make it
Well,
right.
they should have
but-
renegotiated before it was.
Well, she wanted
When they
$100 million
knew.
extra because she thought it was going to be an Avengers level movie.
I'm like, you already make so much money. From
Yeah,
those
how are you
movies
really gonna know the
anyways."
difference?
She
Yeah.
made like $25-30 million off Black Widow.
Yeah.
What's another? I mean, I'd want the most money too. So, but
Yeah, but still, dang.
that's a lot of money.
It just to me it comes down to was there a breach of contract? And if you can prove there's a breach of contract, then she's entitled to whatever she signed the contract for. If it's just y'all changed things and now it's different. And I still agreed to it. You know, I don't know the details of it or whatever. But if it's something that they actually messed her around, then yeah, give her what
it probably was in there. I'm kind of theorizing now that this is the reason Black Widow kept getting pushed and pushed and pushed.
I think she was making stink behind the scenes.
I think she was probably making a stink behind the scene, and then they knew that they were going to be limited to the theaters.
Yeah.
And she was throwing a stink probably about streaming.
The theaters shut down.
She should be fine with it going to streaming to benefit the people
who
are having to go through all this COVID crap.
Exactly.
So too, yeah.
You know, quit throwing a stink about it.
I mean, the bad
The
thing
Rock
is
didn't do that. The Rock had the same deal supposedly in Jungle Cruise, and he said he was fine with it. Now I think with Black Adam,
The Rock's got a brighter future than Scarlett Johansson. I think, comes as far as money wise, and
a lot.
So she knows she's dead for one thing, and she's like, "This is my last big one.
Yeah,
I got to get everything I can get on this because I got to ride this one forever."
I can see her
was it that was trying to follow in suit with that?
The chick who played Cruella.
Oh yeah.
Was she causing stink too?
Emma Stone.
Yeah. Because the same thing happened to her. That supposedly.
So she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that too."
It's like it's either this or nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like you're committing career suicide doing this, because then nobody's really going to want to work with you.
As far as studios and stuff, that's the way I would. To me, if I got to pick between you and somebody that ain't causing a problem, or go get somebody new that's hungry, it's like you'll do whatever I tell you to do.
Have fun and independent
You come off petty too, because these people are always pushing an agenda that like. That they're trying to be virtue signal on everything.
Yeah.
And then now they look super greedy. You're already making so much more money than anybody. You're technically part of the 1% that you rail against. But
they all are.
Yeah.
Every one of these people have so much money that if they really cared about these pet causes, they could really make it. If you took Hollywood as a whole, they could put a big dent in the homeless population. Or, if you really want to put your money where your mouth is.
I mean, I could understand her getting upset if she was going to be like, I was already had it to donate, half of the proceeds that I make to this charity to help this, and now I can't. I don't have hardly nothing I can donate to them. I can understand you kind of being a little upset about that, but it's like you're getting 100% of all the money, not doing nothing with it, besides spending it on yourself. So. But be like, I was going to take half of that revenue and give it to foster kids and to help them once they foster out of the thing.
I'm not a huge Scarlett Johansson fan, anyways.
Yeah, she ain't really been in nothing.
She's not that great of an actress.
No, you could. I'm not. She did not make any of the events.
There
is no magical moments in the MCU that I tie to her.
They put her in those movies for one reason only.
In that one movie, I like that Florence Pugh more than I ever liked Scarlett Johansson in any of those.
Yeah,
now,
she's funny.
She may be a jerk too. She may be twice as bad as Scarlett Johansson in the long run. You just don't know yet. But as far as the performance and stuff, I liked her a lot.
She made her character way more likable. Like I would be fine with her leading the Avengers.
I'm hoping that
their favorite part was when she did the pose.
Yeah,
you do this and flip your hair.
Supposedly that was what are they?
That's the best part.
When you do something in comedy or movie, what is that called? Where it's not planned and you just do it.
Ad lib or improv.
Improv. Yeah, suppose that was like that wasn't like written.
Well, they bring it up 4 or 5 times because then at the end of the movie she does it, and she's like so stupid or something.
Yeah,
like that.
But I think that scene was like she just kind of did that.
Yeah,
and they probably just went with it for the rest of the movie.
You always do this. Just get in this pose and flip your hair.
She was funny.
She was hilarious. I liked her a
lot.
whole lot
more likable.
Yep.
So I hope that in the long run, they keep taking all these characters or whatever, like it's not the original Black Widow, and then it's not the original, probably not Captain America, but anyway, maybe they eventually build to where they have a West Coast Avengers, and it's a show on Disney or something like that, where it's a team show or whatever, but it's not the main Avengers.
The main guys.
I don't know what I don't even know what that looks like anymore. I don't know what the next big Avengers movie looks like. Since you've moved on from all the main characters, I know you got new people and you're trying to make new people, and who knows
that's
what.
Probably why they were trying to do Eternals. Then be like, if we get that
but
going,
that's
then
what
we can spawn off of this.
That's my point. If you look at the Marvel universe from this, the original Eternals was from the 70s, where I think
that's a Jack Kirby creation.
That's what I'm saying. It has it's had little to no effect on the Marvel universe until they wanted okay, let's do another Eternals. Not Iron Man ain't talking about the Eternals. There's never been any major ramifications from the Eternals in the old stories. That was kind of like, I'm not even sure if in the Eternals run there was any crossover of other Marvel characters. So from what I've
probably was.
Well, what I've read so far, there hasn't been yet. But what I've read so far is them explaining who the Eternals are and what's the bad guys' names in that show?
The Deviants.
The Deviants, that kind of stuff.
I know, like Hulk.
But it's like as you go through the
crossover.
80s and 90s and stuff like that. Did you ever hear anybody in Marvel talk about? I don't know how many comics you read, but they never said anything about the Eternals. I didn't know who the Eternals even were until all this stuff came up.
No, they didn't get a comic again until like the mid 2000s.
No. They had their original runs back in the 70s. They had
in the 80s.
They had like a 12-issue run in the 80s. Okay, if you're talking about after the 80s.
Yeah. I'm saying like they.
So they've had 4 volumes. I want either 4 or 5 volumes, but it's like they never continue past their little contained story.
Well, they're not that.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
but this is their big tentpole now.
Yeah.
Like, what do they?
We
think?
got Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, what do they think is? I'm not interested in. I will see it at some point. I'm not interested in the least.
Oh, I'm not gonna. I would not pay to go watch it. It
but
does
that's
not
so.
look good.
What do they think the future is for this? It's not Iron Man. It's not Captain America. It's not Hulk. It's a team of people that 9 out of 10 people. I'm gonna say half of people that actually are interested in comic books have no interest whatsoever in. And you're making this whole giant movie. And to me, the way they've pushed Eternals for so long, or you've heard people talking about Eternals for so long, and the size of the cast and the people that are in and stuff, I got a feeling that they think that this is the next step. This is going to take off like the Avengers took off, and I just don't see it. I don't see it.
Sadly, Marvel's almost maybe ran its course.
Maybe.
I mean, they've been doing it for 10 years.
Maybe.
You can only do something for so long that people just get tired of it and they move on.
Fantastic Four and X-Men.
That should be the next future right there.
Even if you want to put Fantastic Four on the shelf until you're done with X-Men, X-Men is the next phase, and then Fantastic Four is the next phase, and maybe you wrap it
spin off on all the X-Men.
They have to do the X-Men.
Who cares? When you've got that, and it's all under one roof, who cares about the Eternals? Why would you?
And who cares about the Avengers? The X-Men can do anything the Avengers can do.
Sure can.
As far as replacing them,
and most of them got mutant superpowers.
I mean, the Avengers or the X-Men have always been way more popular than the Avengers.
Well, literally,
not always, because the X-Men was. Chris Claremont said the X-Men was almost gone.
But pretty much since he came aboard in the.
I never read anything
or 80s.
Yeah, when I was growing up, I was an X-Men kid.
That's basically
it
was X-Men. Yeah. That was always the big thing.
They didn't make an Avengers cartoon back in the 90s.
No.
It was X-Men,
Yes.
X-Men, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I mean, X-Men and Spider-Man have always been the 2 most popular.
I'm getting tired of Spider-Man.
I love Spider-Man.
I like Spider-Man.
I do,
so much good stuff.
Especially once Marvel brings in Venom and Toxin's supposedly going to be in this next.
I didn't like those. I just said I'm just tired of Spider-Man. There's so many.
There's just a lot. They haven't even begun to touch Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I mean, when you start talking about all the villains...
Now if you're talking...
I'm tired of seeing Uncle Ben die.
They quit doing that.
They quit.
So finally, because people was like, I'm tired of seeing it.
That was a good idea.
That was a very smart play.
So tired.
Everybody knows
Spider-Man. We know Uncle Ben died.
But guess what? Batman's parents died. And so did Uncle Ben. That's all. We know that.
Yeah.
That's
everybody
in
knows that.
Poor Aunt May keeps getting younger and younger.
We can run on
It's
forever.
almost 9 o'clock.
All right.
We enjoyed it, and we'll see y'all next time. I don't know when it's going to go up, but we'll see.
In a week.
Play it by ear.
Bye. Peace.
See.